We are unbeatable, we'll train until we meet our goal. The stakes are high, no we won't fold, because we are unbeatable. We are unbeatable, we'll train until we meet our goal. If stakes are high, no we won't fold, because we are unbeatable.
Welcome to the world of Pokemon, and thank you so much for joining us on today's episode of Unbeatable. As we join each of our players, we find them riding on the back of Pidgeot, being led by a Pokemon Ranger. Points if anyone can remember the name of the Pokemon Ranger.
Yeah.
Fuck. I'm too
Because it was the
focused on
boss
being
lady
scared
that
of
was
the
staying
Pidgeot.
with us. Cora.
Oh, Matt beat it. All right, Matt wins.
Damn it!
Yeah, was it a competition? Did I win?
Matt, give 1 experience point to any of your Pokemon. A single experience point.
I'm going to give it to. He's like,
He's so insulted. But you find you guys. Okay. Sorry, today's a day, guys. Okay, I'm gonna take that. There we go.
Actually, Bowie's at 9699, so I'll just bump it up to 9.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Man was all mad. Look at that frown turn upside down.
Yes. Just keep talking. Do your thing. Run the show. Chop chop. We got places to be.
run it.
Do we though? Do we though?
I do.
Yeah.
let's see
Actively we
here.
do.
Speaking of being places to be, you guys are actively traveling at this moment. As we are going to enter today's episode, as all of you are taking off from the power plant on Route 10 of Kanto. And as you sort of take off and you start to fly over a large section of rock tunnel in the mountainous regions of Route 10, the sky itself has been dark, cloudy, and stormy ever since Zapdos took off and left. But it is at this point that the winds finally begin to shift and large cracks appear within the thunderstorm, and the sun begins to filter through. And it is at this point that you remember that you guys left Lavender Town around this time yesterday. In one day, you've traveled through winding canyons, walked far underground, traversed roaring rapids, fought friends and enemies, and witnessed a god made flesh. It has been a very, very long day. At this point, the Pidgeot are going to continue to take you over the mountains, and you pass over the area even where you saw you had initially set up your camp outside of that one cave. You pass over that. You continue to go north, and eventually you see a large ravine where the river that you'd previously gone down continues up. And sitting on the banks of the river, there is this pretty small Pokemon Center that each of your birds begin to circle, lower, and eventually you feel the of it hitting the ground. You all dismount. At this point in time, Ranger Cora is going to look to the three of you and go, I'm sure we'll continue to be in contact at some point over the next few days, but given that we've finished questioning, you guys should just get some rest for now. The local Joy will be able to get in touch with me if you end up needing anything. I'll make sure that what you guys did here today doesn't go unnoticed. Based off of everything you said, you stopped some bad shit from happening.
Publicly though, it could go unnoticed if that is part of it going unnoticed.
Publicly, as long as we can stop people from knowing that there's one of the winged mirages is out and causing any sort of destruction, though I don't know how long that's going to last. I'm already getting reports. And you see she reaches down to grab a small device next to her styler, and she pops it up and opens it. And you can already see that there are news reports of a large thunderstorm beginning to travel across Kanto. As you can see that it's not
What if it's
quite
just a mirage?
What if it's just a mirage?
They could be seeing
It's not quite the level of hurricane level winds and rain. It is just an ominous storm cloud that has begun to travel. At this point, it is currently south of you. You're not sure if it will continue that direction or if it will go other ways. I like to think of it like the scene from the end of Jurassic Park 3 with the pterodactyls. They're all flying off into the sunset.
Horribly foreboding.
That's going to be irreparable damage.
Yeah. But Ranger Cora is going to stay mounted on her Pokemon. Is there anything you guys had for Ranger Cora before she takes off?
We got contact information. She will be above Ranger Robert in my contact list.
Well, by that, she said that the local Joy could get a hold of her if you needed her. She did not give you her personal contact information.
There was enough time while we were standing around. I got it. I can't think of anything else.
Actually, can I pull Ranger Cora aside?
Or you can walk up to her bird because she's still on the back of it.
Oh, right on.
Yeah,
What's up?
yeah. What's up?
So Coryne is gonna kind of walk up to the bird. I feel like Corinne's hair is in like big bags under the eyes, and it's like it takes every ounce of energy just to take a step.
I'll tell you right now, river water, electricity, flight. Those 3 things do not cause hair to lay still.
Could I
It's like-
ask if through the messaging of other bird Pokemon talking, does this bird know that Kenna ripped feathers off of the last bird
Why
that
would
was
you
flying?
say that? It's been in the back of her head this whole time. No, come on.
Birds talk,
Interesting.
you know?
Interesting. Continue on. What were you going to do, Kenna?
Coryne walks up to Agent Cora and goes, actually, the person that you took into custody. And Coryne like rubs her eyes. Where are you taking him again?
I believe they were taking him to Saffron, which was the closest base.
Excellent. I don't necessarily know that this is anything that you can do, but he has some family that is kind of stuck in a medical situation, but due to who we ran into with the rockets, would it be possible to have somebody check in on his family just to make sure that they're safe?
You see there's like a long sort of thought that's going in her mind of like, it's interesting that nobody brought this up before this moment, especially the person whose family is in danger, but she does take your words at sort of face value, right? It's not like the deep in thought of she doesn't believe you, more the idea of like, she's starting to suspect that maybe there's some more things that if your guys aren't telling her this, there might be a little bit more that you're not telling her, but she's not going to call you on it at this exact moment.
Sure. She can make that.
And she's going to go, yeah, go ahead. If you have any more details, have the Joy send me those details.
Okay. Well, have a great ride. And Corinne's gonna like mosey back to the group and just start walking towards the Pokemon Center.
Yeah, Corinne, as you turn, you get a whiff of like something awful and burnt. And it's like, ugh. And then you realize that's your hair as you like turn around because you've been shocked and scorched and awful by lightning. But yeah, the 4 of you are fully dismounted, and at this point, Ranger Cora's Pokemon takes off into the air, and the I guess it would be other 3 because Specs would be staying with you guys. Take off into the air behind Ranger Cora, and she disappears into the distance as you are left on the banks of a river on Route 10 outside of the Pokemon Center.
And if you look to the skies, you'll
If you look to the sky, DJ, I found out something that between episodes that if I'd known about in Pokemon lore, you would have been looking to the skies so much more. Oh, I'll tell you about it after the episode. It's crazy.
Okay, so well, we should probably get to the Pokemon Center because I got to take these Pokeballs to transfer them to my house.
Oh, you do still have Graham's Pokemon on you.
And
Actually,
do we still have that? Oh no, we just
Can
have
you
the-
roll me a Pokemon handling check with an advantage, please, Seth? Why are you making that face? I gave you an advantage. You asked me for an advantage on every roll. I give you an advantage and you frown at me?
It feels
Jack
wrong.
face.
It feels wrong.
His Pokemon was a witch, bro.
What did you want me to do?
I want you to roll Pokemon handling at an advantage. I'm about to take away the advantage, though.
Oh my god.
That's gonna be a 11.
11 is-
sorry. I forget to add my badges.
Gotta add your badges. Yeah.
14.
14. Okay. 11 was pretty good. 14 is much better. As you state that the sort of Pokeballs in your hand, the one to the left most sort of gives like a little wiggle, as in it feels not like a Pokemon is trying to escape, but more like it's acknowledging something that you just said, and you're kind of go through your brain of like, okay, that was da 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 da. That's Umbreon's Pokeball. Umbreon seems to be referencing what you've said, and not in an aggressive way. Maybe like this Pokemon is thankful.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All right. I'm not gonna let you out of the ball, but
I'll remind you once again, these Pokemon can let
They can just
themselves out of the
leave. They can
Pokeball.
just leave.
whenever they
I know.
want.
I'm not going to open the door. They can go through the Poké door that they have in their possession.
Just imagine like a doggy door on the back of the Pokeball.
Yeah. Interesting. I will pack them away. Does it seem... Yeah, I don't want to read too much into that.
Okay, you put them away. The other two of you guys heading in?
Oh, Coryne is already 6 steps towards it. Like,
Okay, you guys pop in, and unlike every other Pokemon Center in the world, there are not automatic doors on this one. You actually have to open the door, which I know for you guys is a challenge. But I'm a kind god, and I will not force a roll. You can open the doors
No,
on your own.
Corinne straight up walks into and is
God
like, oh,
damn
Push or
it.
pull. Push or pull, Aaron. Which one is it? I will not be the fool.
It's push. It's push.
Corinne
So
breaks
I
it off
pull the
hinges
door.
trying to pull it. As you pull to the sky.
God.
You guys open up the door, and as you like go in, it does like the ding sound of like the door opening as you go in. And you see a small lobby area where there is a front desk. There's a light on above the desk, but the 2 hallways, like on either side of the desk that go further back into the Pokemon Center, both of their lights are fully darkened. And in the distance, you hear like the sound of like some sort of music playing, and then like a sizzling noise.
Okay.
What is that? What is the sizzling? What is
Not gonna lie,
Coryne is
guys.
like,
My fight or flight is kicking back up.
As you try and figure out what is the sizzling noise, you get like a whiff in your nose, and it smells something salty and oily cooking.
Waffles?
hello?
Like you hear just like a humming in the distance, and you say hello, and then there's like the humming pauses, and the music pauses, and you hear like the sound of like of something, and you hear, hello, is someone there? As a familiar voice to you all, as the voice of a Joy sounds in the distance. And you hear dunk, 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 dunk as like steps come up the way, and you see the familiar pink hair of a Nurse Joy pulled up in like a loose bun. This one's an older Joy, actually. You can see like little gray streaks in her pink hair.
Cute.
Light crow's feet, but not a whole lot of wrinkles of any kind. And she sort of like puts her head around the way and goes, "Oh, I wasn't expecting visitors this early in the morning."
Do you have a shower?
Yes, we have a shower.
Thank you.
Oh, the 4 of you look like you've... Does anyone need immediate medical attention?
Got a Band-Aid?
Yes, we have bandages.
Okay, I'll take 2.
Twyla, can you please take care of them? She calls, and you see a pink companion Pokemon come around the corner. But unlike the normal Chansey that almost all Nurse Joys seem to have, you see a like short little Clefairy come around the corner and start to waddle up and look at you all. And you see this Clefairy is going to look at you guys and go, "Clefairy," but like in sort of like a slightly judgmental way, almost like, hey, you guys look like shit. Tanner goes, "I don't think that's very nice." And Clefairy's gonna look at you all, and you see it's gonna hold up its hands in front of you. There's nothing in it, and it takes its mouth and it goes and blows what looks like a bubble, but it's like this glowing blue, almost like semi-transparent bubble that seems to like pulse, and it goes and pops it at you guys, and the little spray of water, it like shimmers and hits you guys. And not only does it immediately heal a decent chunk of any wounds that you guys have. I believe that this specific move heals 2 minor wounds on each of you, but it's also going to immediately feel like pieces of grime immediately begin to like fade away off of your face as this Clefairy uses Life Dew. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Coryne pulls the 2 closest pieces of hair around to look at the end. Do they still look? Oh no! No amount of conditioner is gonna save this.
No.
Oh man, it's like you're blowing a bubble and you go to pop it, and then the solution goes right into your eyes, and you're like,
Yeah.
but it doesn't burn. It's just like,
You know that feeling like right after like a slightly minty like sort of like chemical like touches your skin where it feels like a little too fresh, like it burns almost a little bit. Like it's like Twyla uses her Life Dew and sort of looks around and sees if any of you need immediate medical attention. And then she sort of goes, "Clefairy," and like motions with her little like 3-fingered hand for you to follow as you hear the sounds of music start back up again in the distance. You assume that's the kitchen. It's probably Nurse Joy making her breakfast is what was going on. But
it is about that time.
exactly. As Twyla brings you guys around to the back of the counter, you can see that there's like metal trays with 6, semi-spherical divots in it. It's the same trays that you guys turn your Pokemon in. And basically Twyla has you each deposit any of your Pokeballs that need to be taken care of. Given that there's so many of them, and this is a limited resources Pokemon Center, it is going to be some time before all of your Pokemon get medical attention. I'll tell you guys right now as players, if there are any Pokemon that you're wanting to have scenes with, put them towards the front of your order. Because canonically, the healing time here is going to be like, I think, let's see here, depending on the most hurt your Pokemon would be, I think it's going to be like between 8 to 12 hours before all of your Pokemon are healed.
Currently, Axel has like 1.5 major wounds taken. But like Richter and Bowie both have just like 1 minor wound, which will naturally heal. So I don't
naturally heal. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I think it'll just be Axel.
Yeah, I went through like the wounds on the battle and I was like, oh, you guys got fucked up in some places.
I'll also put the other 2 Pokemon. I want to heal them before I send them.
Yeah, especially with all of Graham's Pokemon as well.
That's what I'm sorry. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Graham's Pokemon, because we definitely, that Magnezone.
Yeah. Magnezone got fucked up.
Man.
Yeah, Umbreon and Charmeleon quit, luckily. So you guys can get your Pokemon onto the trays, and after that point, Twyla's going to walk over to the computer and with her like little Clefairy stubby arms go type on the computer. And you see Bowie go, yes, a cultured Pokemon in this and starts typing, and eventually has you each swipe your trainer cards. And you guys get checked in. There are only 3 trainer rooms with 4 bunks each in the entire Pokemon Center. It is a tiny Pokemon Center. It never has a whole lot of people here because this is such an out-of-the-way route. The only reason that there's a Pokemon Center here at all is because it's outside of a semi-dangerous place to travel, Rock Tunnel.
Makes sense.
So you guys, basically, the 4 of you check into a single room. There is communal split by gender showers where you guys can go and guys can get cleaned up. It'll take you guys a couple hours to get all of the burn smell out mostly, and it's mostly gone. But if you ever get really close to the hair, you can smell the like, that sucks. That's electricity. I think the only one who doesn't have to do, or only half of you have to deal with it, because I believe only Coryne and Seth got struck by lightning, whereas DJ was doing work.
It's goggles.
Yeah.
They protect the hair.
For goggles.
But you know, we can at least remove the burning charred remains of these like grounded suits that we had from the power plant.
The suits that themselves were full of dust and like just dirt and shit whenever you guys got them.
And probably
especially because
saved my life.
Again, you were also in the river water, which was not clean and left a smell on the clothes. And before that, you were in Rock Tunnel, which was not clean and scuffed up your clothes and left a bunch of crap on them. You've got like the thing where like when you blow your nose, it just comes out black sort of thing. Where it's just like, you know, like right after camping, like camper boot. Yeah, it's the worst. It's the worst. But you guys can get cleaned up, and I don't know how easily rest will come to any of you. That's up to you. I know that Tanner's gonna pass out pretty quickly after his shower because that boy got stressed because he didn't know what he was getting into when he came to hang out with you guys. He thought you guys were just doing a tour of the tower today. So he's gonna.
What a trooper.
He thought.
Poor guy.
Yeah, what's up, Coryne? I see a hand.
Yeah, I just wanted to talk to my Pokemon before I slept.
Okay, sure.
Well, just one in particular.
Which one in particular are you wanting to talk to at this moment?
Well, it would probably be the one that I haven't spoken to yet. The
You haven't talked to Newton in hours?
Oh God! Can you imagine me speaking to Spiritomb right now? Just like.
Okay. So I'm with the statement of you want to talk to Dragonair. I need you to draw me a bigger picture here in terms of what this looks like and where you're going, because A, is because it's a small Pokemon Center, there's no like training field or anything. B, this Pokemon, when docile, might fit in the room that you guys are in.
Yeah,
just a big old
definitely
noodle.
not. Coryne, like, this is one
room.
of those things where like Coryne is gonna go into like not complete. It doesn't have to be completely solitary. She doesn't mind if anybody hears her, but it's definitely one of those like she's speaking to the Pokeball. I don't necessarily want to get Dragonair out.
You want to release the ball? That's the question that I'm asking, because.
No. You
as a person who has seen this Pokemon in action are like, there is that like internal fear where like you remember the last time you saw this thing, it was being very aggressive and trying to eat you and your friends on the orders of its previous owner. And there is that thing of like, whether or not you feel like held back or any amount of fear, there is this sort of involuntary thought of like, what if I open this ball and this thing attacks me, sort of thing. Especially with most of your other Pokemon in and out of commission, depending on how hurt they were. If you just want to talk to the ball, you can do that pretty much anywhere.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
exactly what's going to happen.
Okay.
Yeah, Corinne's just going to take out the ball, and knowing that Dragonair can hear her through it, and can also have heard, I don't know if it was listening, but it could have heard everything that was going on around when it was still in the ball. And yeah, Corinne's just going to kind of take it and just give it the lowdown of exactly what happened, and is going to do kind of just like a one-way diary entry with this Dragonair and being like, hey, it's Coryne. I don't know if you heard everything that was happening outside. That was pretty crazy, but blah, 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 everything that happened and how I feel about it. And then just being like, you can come out when you want, by the way. You don't have to stay in there. But we are in a small room right now, so I would take that into consideration. Hopefully you can understand that. But I just want you to feel comfortable and safe. So I'm not going to ask you to come out until we are comfortable and safe, if that makes sense. And yeah. And at that point, we can take it slow is what I'm getting at. And I hope that's okay.
Interesting that you started with sort of an almost sense of familiarity when you're discussing this Pokemon. Can you do me a favor and roll your choice, depending on what is actually happening in the scene, of a Pokemon handling, persuade, or bluff check?
Ooh.
Are you lying to this thing? And if you're not, are you going through persuade by like trying to talk to it as an equal sort of all these things, or Pokemon handling, trying to approach it as the Pokemon that it is?
I think I'm trying to approach it as the Pokemon that it is, and realizing where it's come from and everything, that just trying to be respectful.
Okay.
So I will go ahead and roll
Pokemon handling.
Charm. Yes, charm-based Pokemon handling.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh! Okay. D8 doing work. Okay, so that was an 8 and a 6 is 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
18 is fantastic. It is also not enough to garner a response at the current moment.
Yeah, and that's okay.
Yeah.
I feel like after sitting there and just like holding the Pokeball, I feel like Coryne would just like wait like a solid 5 minutes of like silence with it, and then just be like, okay, I'm gonna pass the fuck out now. Have a good night. I'm just gonna put it down and go to sleep.
Yeah, you sit it like on your sort of like Pokeball carrier off to the side. You lay down, and it's that thing where it's up to you how quickly you fall asleep, but it can be anywhere from the moment that your ear touches the pillow to hours later. That's up to you.
I feel like Coryne actually has a moment where it's really, every time she closes her eyes, it's just lightning. So she pulls out Myrtle and is just like, can we cuddle? And just cuddles Myrtle to sleep.
That's so
okay.
cute.
Okay. So that's what Coryne is up to. Anyone else who, while they're wanting to like get cleaned up and everything, you'll occasionally see like Nurse Joy just around the Pokemon Center, very much like letting you guys to your own devices. But you do see now that there have been like little plates set aside in like little like Tupperware containers that are all next to a microwave for if you guys do want any form of breakfast.
That's so nice.
I think whilst after showers and cleanliness and stuff, Seth is going to go to Nurse Joy and ask if they need help with any of their food prepping or like cooking stuff. If there's any assistance that he can give with caring for the Pokemon or any other Pokemon that may be here. I don't think there is any other Pokemon though. And just being like active hands because he wants to kind of just make sure he's going to go to sleep after those Pokemon are better.
Okay.
His
Okay.
goal.
So you're probably going to be up till like 3 p.m. easy.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. As you go up, Nurse Joy, I think, is very reasonable. She also like would decently know who you are, not just from the thing, but also there's a Nurse Joy that exists in proximity to Cerulean City. This is one of the closest places you can get to Cerulean without actually being in Cerulean.
Yeah.
And given that
This is
you're
Route
walking,
9, correct?
This is Route 10. Route 9 is so it's a 90-degree angle. Route 10 is this arm. Route 9 is this arm, and Route 9 goes into Cerulean.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
And given that you're a walking billboard, as a reminder for the Cornucopia daycare, it's really easy to sort of put together what's going on. So as you go up and ask, she goes, "Absolutely. After these scans finish, I'd be happy if you would help me add the vitamin supplements to everyone's food."
Yeah, can do. I'll go ahead and start sorting them over here.
Yeah, and you look, and there's just a wall of vitamins there. That's just like, it's just like not the sort of vitamins that you use to like boost Pokemon stats, but like, there's like their omega 3s, and there's their like da 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 da. It's like all this like regular supplements. And yeah, it takes hours before it's time. Are your notifications on during this time, Seth?
Yes.
Okay. Then
Are my notifications on?
Gragana.
Cool. Yes. Then yes, God, they are.
Thank you. As you're sort of like sorting all of the vitamins, you start to hear the of just like little notifications on your phone. It's not your text tone, and it's not the sound of getting a call. And you look over and you see that it's actually like your Pokemon trainer apps, all the apps that you guys use for like checking in with forums, looking at all of the battles that are going on. And you see that the notifications are storm warnings, because your location is set to Cerulean City. That's your home location. So that's what you get storm warnings for. And one of the things that you look and you see that there's immediate sort of news articles about how this like new lightning storm is just sort of in like a weird like S-shaped path over Kanto. And as it's coming back up from the south and going back north to Cerulean City, it's starting to... The weather system seems to be being impacted by what looks like another freak event that's come up within the last couple of weeks, where even further west, closer to Celadon, there is this sort of like massive ice storm that has appeared in an area that's often quite temperate. And these two storms seem to be interacting with each other in weird and unusual ways, where you're... Right now, it's like there's not a lot of footage because it's all developing stories as it's happening. But every once in a while, you'll go to like Pokegram and you'll see some trainer with like shitty reception who managed to upload a photo of like a water spout coming out of a river where the wind will just swirl in a localized position and starts to like pull pieces of a river up. And you see like little polywhirls just like in the cloud going, just into the sky sort of thing. You see
Also,
that it's a real
These are
thing.
real things that happen.
Yeah, it's a real weather phenomenon.
Water spouts are real, and they're very
fucking
cool.
terrifying.
Mackerel falling from the sky.
They're really cool. You can see sections where like that lightning and thunder that's sort of in the clouds, bereft of any sort of rain, suddenly exists where it'll hit the ground, and then suddenly large hailstones will just start like pounding down from above, and you hear the sound of like branches within the forest. Definitely, if you were anywhere from, I would say, the like east side of Mount Moon to the beginning of Route 9, that sort of path going all the way down central Kanto through like the Saffron area all the way over to Celadon is just fucked weather-wise. And unlike most people, you have a pretty idea of at least what's causing half of that. You're still not sure about the random ice storm, but the thunderstorm you guys let escape earlier today.
Let is a strong assumption on our part. Incredibly strong.
Oh, hell.
Foolishly strong.
Yeah. Okay. During that time, was there anything else, or should I pop over to DJ?
No, I think I'm just in and out of like micro naps whilst.
Yeah. That thing where you sit down in a chair and you kind of like bob your head and it's been 20 minutes sort of thing.
And honestly, it's a lot more restful than I think than most people would think.
In one of your like random head bobbings, you like wake up and like there's like a blanket on your lap and there's like hot cocoa and you see that Bowie is just standing there with a boiling kettle. Gragada. and pouring you hot
thanks.
cocoa.
That's really cute.
Thanks, Greg. I close my eyes and open it, and it's cold cocoa.
Yeah, it's cold cocoa. It's a thing where it's been taken out of your hand and set to the side of you because you fell asleep while it was in your hand and you didn't want it to fall. Okay. And DJ, what about you? Are you immediately like bathing and sleeping like Coryne? Like, what are you up to?
Gonna shower, and then I'm gonna I think I'm just gonna take out Tabasco and see if he wants to, kind of in the same way as Coryne, like see if he wants to cuddle, but Tabasco's a lot more of a dick, so it's like he curls up at the foot of your bed type deal.
100%.
But that's comforting for him. So I'm gonna let out Tabasco. Just, you all right, bud?
And Uriolu is just kind of like, comes out of the ball, has at this point, been fully recovered and healed. But as he comes out, he sort of like blinks a little bit, and his like ears, the larger ear section, sort of, and as they yawn, it's like levers going up above the head, and then they go back down. And Tabasco,
like a wine bottle.
like a wine, it's literally. And he looks around, and he sees the bed, and you see him like have the instinctual sort of like, that sort of like moment, and he's got the arms crossed, and he sort of like sits cross-legged on the bed. And you see that this Pokemon is like not scared, right? Like definitely there was fear earlier, but that was in the moment sort of thing. Just more, I think, still heavily disturbed by that was spooky shit, and
It was spooky.
It was spooky shit sort of thing, and I'm like not prepared and equipped to handle that sort of vibe. And then he starts to like stroke his chin. He goes, re. And you see he's just like a lot of like thinking, like hasn't actually answered your question yet, and is doing the thing of just like introspecting and trying to give you a real answer before answering the question. Lu.
While he's thinking,
Riolu.
Oh my god!
I don't know. I don't know how I'm feeling.
Okay, well that's all right, bud. And she's just gonna give him like little scritches just behind his ear, like in the spot
leg starts
that she
to go.
knows he likes. Yeah. And she's gonna say, "That's all right. It's okay if you're not okay. It's okay if you are. It's okay if you don't know. Not a big deal. I'm gonna hit the hay, or the metaphorical hay.
Mhm.
Do you want to stay out tonight? Do you want to go back in your ball?"
And you see like grabs the pillow from underneath where your head was gonna go.
Now, hang on just a diddle-a-darn moment. Absolutely
Starts to
not.
curl up onto the pillow, like throws one leg over the edge and starts to like body pillow the pillow.
Can we share?
He's like half
All
the
right,
size
well,
of that
and I'm
pillow.
gonna-
There's only so much real estate he can.
You could just
acquire.
like twist it if you want and use the half that he's not on.
I'm gonna leave him alone. I'm gonna pop out Aleppo, and I'm gonna use Aleppo's bulb as a pillow.
That sounds good. That sounds good. Also, one of the best smelling pillows you've ever had. Just like
Hell
floral.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sort of put the head on.
I think Aleppo. Headcanon is Aleppo is already sleeping when she pops him out.
100%.
And he's
Yeah, your
just like a
Pokemon went
brick.
through that.
I'm like, "Hey, buddy," and he's like he's out. So she'll cuddle up, but she will pull the pillow in a little bit and rest Aleppo's head on the pillow, and then let Riolu do his thing.
Yeah. And about 30 seconds after you sort of like put your head back and close your eyes and stuff, you feel like shifting to the side. And you kind of like peek the one eye open. As you look over, you see that at this point, Riolu has like shifted so that Aleppo has like half the pillow, and is just laying on one side, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. As much
Okay.
as he's a dick, he's also not.
And then I'm just gonna real quick check my phone.
You check your phone. There are definitely a lot of alerts, the same way that there's a lot of Seth alerts. But at this point in time, you actually only have one message, and that is from your fathers. As you look in, it is you know how parents do the thing where they send you an article and they go, hey, we've been dealing with really bad storms. Are you okay? Where are you at? Sort of thing.
Yeah.
And it's one of those texts.
Hurricane.
Yeah. Where it's like, hey, the ranch is dealing with a lot of storms right now. I don't know what route you're on, but it's kind of all over this part of Kanto. Are you okay?
She'll just send back, good as ever with a smiley face. And then say, on Route 10 right now with my new friends, ... Picked up a couple more partners too. I can't wait to introduce you, and I'll send.
Let's see here. Okay, I rolled very well for them, so this isn't going to be funny. This is going to be more wholesome. Okay. So it's just like does the thing where they like put the heart on that specific text, you know, what you can do with like smart text these days, and sends the message of, oh my goodness, I can't wait to meet them. So excited for them to be at the ranch. If you want, you can always send them home early, and we can get to know them earlier. Sort of thing of like reminding you that you can always send your Pokemon back for some R&R while you're still on the road.
I'll reply, might take you up on that. ... Got a good little guy for the brother.
Okay.
And I'll put a little fire emoji.
Interesting. I think your father's gonna type back because it's like a group chat. I think.
Yeah,
let's see here. Which dad is going to? Which dad do you think would be more concerned in this moment with a fire emoji?
I could tell you.
Which father would be more concerned here?
It would have been Orion.
Okay. Yeah. So you see the thing
Or
labeled
Pop.
Exactly.
Pop.
You see the contact that says Pop. Just sends like a concerned face and a question mark, and then like an ellipses of like 3 periods, and that goes. And then there's typing, and then there's no typing, and then there's typing, and then Dad's contact says, Leo. Dad's contact says, "We're both so excited." Is the response after that? So you know there was some sort of conversation that happened there in person.
She's just gonna say, tell Liffy to get ready with a little smiley face, and then she'll put her phone down for the night.
Okay, you put your phone down for the night.
Nothing from Hollis.
Okay, Matt, can you do me a favor and roll a spot hidden check, please?
Nope, not a thing. Not a thing.
Not a damn thing.
Spot hidden? Okay.
Yeah.
10.
10. Okay, 10 is not bad. So as you sort of like start to come to hear like a ding, and you come to and kind of you blink your eyes a little bit because you've been sort of in and out of sleep, and this is one of the longer things. And you sit forward in the chair, and almost all the lights off from the room except for like one at the end, because it seems like either Bowie or Nurse Joy came through and was like, oh, he's sleeping, we'll just like turn down some of these lights. And you look around, you see the source of the ding is the healing cradle off to your side has completed with all of Graham's Pokemon in it, and that is now full. And you like go to get up, and then you hear like the crinkling of like cellophane almost. And you look around, and like the only cellophane you can see is like on the wall. There's a couple of packages of like vitamins that are still wrapped, but like nothing's there. And then like you do that thing where you sort of like take a step and turn your head to like try and like zero in on where the sound's coming from. It's like, okay, no, it's coming from inside this room. You look around, you don't see anything like moving or anything. And then eventually you look down, and there's like, you notice that there is something in the corner. It's not a moving shape, and you realize, oh, that's where I sat my backpack. And it sounds like that's the origin of this sound.
Okay. What do I have in my backpack? Do I have a stick?
Open it and find out.
Oh, it's in my backpack. My
Your stick is in your backpack. However, there is a crutch on the wall next to you if you need a stick.
Grab a crutch.
Yeah.
I'll lift my bag with the crutch and shake it.
Okay. You lift your bag, which is already an incredibly difficult thing to do with like the one like arm and the.
No, it's the thing where I grab the crutch arm and I'm using the bottom part to brace.
Oh,
it
you use
with
the bottom part.
stick.
Okay. You hold it and you kind of, and it's like, oh, that is a little heavier than it like normally is, but it's also lighter in an emotional way that I don't think affects Seth at this moment, but will affect Matt when we get to why it's lighter.
I don't like this.
Okay. But you move it, and there's like a large amount of motion and then absolutely no motion inside the backpack. It's almost like something like steadied itself and then stopped moving.
I drop my bag.
And you hear, "Pee!"
What have you done? I reach in my bag.
So you open. Do you do the thing where it's hand first, or you open it and eyes first?
It's open with eyes first, I think.
Okay, open with eyes first. You open your bag, and you look in, and you see 3 colors immediately. They are green, yellow, and blue. And the reason that you see these 3 colors is the green is this really cute knit hat that is sort of like off to one side of a Bulbasaur sort of bulb. The blue is the discarded wrappers of almost all of your EXP candies. And the yellow is a familiar small electric rat with a spiky black ear, and it looks up at you and goes, and it's just got like candy goop all over its mouth, and it's doing the thing where it's going,
If I don't move, he won't see me.
I close the bag.
you close the bag. You hear of like movement.
There's so much money. So much money in my food.
Oh my god.
I open the bag. What are you doing in here?
You see, you open the bag again, and it's in a slightly different position and stops and stares.
Stop eating! Stop!
you see it like pulls the candy out of its mouth.
Yeah. I'm holding it by its head. Its body is ragdoll. What are you doing here?
Beat you.
You had a whole... I left the stone there. You said that...
You see the Pichu goes, Pichu, and like sort of like points down onto the thing, and you see that it brought the Thunderstone with it. It's in the bag as well.
Oh, my bad. Go back to what you were doing then. That makes sense. That's cool. Thanks. That's cool. No. Why? What are you doing in my bag? Why did you eat all my candy? What did you... You're not listening.
Ew, okay. I hate that. I hate it.
Pichu?
Yeah, I'll take it, and I'll just put it back in the wrapper.
It's like wet. You gotta like crinkle it.
You know what? Just finish it. It's yours. I'll take it.
It's like a giant gobstopper. And you realize as you watch this Pichu like try to eat this rare candy, and this is not the rare candy. This is one of the I believe. Here, let me roll for which EXP candy this is. Oh no. This is one of your medium-sized EXP candies, like the bigger ones that you bought. You see how long it's taken to eat it? You could probably surmise as you look down in the bag and you see that there are only 3 medium EXP candies remaining, and it's eaten everything else. That it had to have been going at this for hours, because it can't get its teeth around one of these things. It has to like gum it until it like dissolves.
That's so cool. That's so cool. How yoked out is this little baby now that it's eaten all of my
Roll me a
How yoked out is
roll me a medicine check, please.
Are you gonna have to like vacuum pump this poor Pichu?
You gotta pump its stomach.
Pump his stomach.
It's like when I was a kid and I ate the entire Flintstone gummies jar.
Yeah, that's how you get yabba dabba.
I had zinc poisoning. They had to take me to the hospital.
Yabba dabba dead.
Yeah, with a 10, you look at it and you like immediately like your medical brain starts to like down a list of like all of the things like, okay, what are the side effects? Da, 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 da. And you know that like while they don't recommend giving a lot of EXP candies to a Pokemon at one time, if it's done over a long enough period of time, it's fine. If this Pichu had the ability to eat all of them in the span of 10 minutes, there might be some negative side effects. But given that it has had to spend like an hour of candy going to try and eat it, the only side effects you can see is like as the Pichu like turns, it's like got really like, you know, like loose fur, sort of like a cat sort of thing. And as it turns, you can see like, damn, this is a fucking yoked Pichu. As it like turns, it's not like buff. It doesn't have like a lot of muscle, but you can see like the striations. It's fucking.
That's so funny.
Okay, well,
So funny.
And it goes, Pichu, and like holds up like a thumb up, like, hey, thanks for that.
yeah, you're welcome. What are you wanting to do now? Why are you here?
Pipichu. Pichu.
Oh, no.
And you see it sort of like looks at you like Pipichu. Pipichu. And it sort of like crosses its feet in front of it, sits back, and puts its like
bag.
hands behind. You see, it's like nestled in your bag, like it's like a bed basically at this point. And it goes, Pichu, Pichu, Pichu. Like it's basically saying, I'm going to bless you with my presence, and I'm going to lay here in your bag, and I'm going to come with you.
Okay.
It's no choice.
Okay, you know what's better than a bag that has access to all of my resources and food and stuff like that? I ask it.
Pichu.
I just beam it with a Premier ball. Actually, I'll hit it with a luxury ball because I realize I have a luxury ball.
Okay.
That's funny.
Let's see here. I gotta do math. This is what,
so
like rank
funny.
4?
Oh
Matt?
my god. Rank 4 Pichu.
Can we treat it as if it wasn't? For the sake of my rolling.
UPD. Let me see here.
my
Pulling
God.
up
Let
the
me look
rules.
at the ball thing. Yeah, that's
You
so
put the
stupid.
ball in Corinne's sleeping hand and lift Corinne's arm and throw it.
19.
Then you get the bonus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Call that a sleeper build.
You know what? No, but this is a Pokemon that wants to get captured. You don't need to roll for this because
Okay.
Oh, sweet.
I beam it.
it's also a good thing that you don't have to roll because the difficulty was 21. Because it has no major wounds, which is +2. It's a rank 4, which is +4, and it starts at 15.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
I love it. Thank you.
crazy.
Yeah, I just beam it. Luxury ball.
Just
Oh
fucking
my god.
like there's in the distance, DJ. Like you don't quite wake up, but you stir a little bit because like Riolu rolls over next to you with the sound of a distant echo, sort of like rolls over. As in the distance, you hear ba-dong, echo through all the fucking thing, and then the
What in the Sam? All right. She's gonna go
Go back to sleep. It's nothing. You're okay.
yeah,
It's fine.
yeah. And
It's a
then
dream.
yeah,
Stressed.
and then
This is a dream.
there's a moment where like Bowie walks into the room and he's holding like a tray with like a little like cup with like a flower in it and a sandwich and like a little bag of chips and a drink, and he walks in and he goes, "Crocodile." Like, what'd I miss?
The Pichu ate all of our candy. Not the big ones, but like all the other ones.
You see Bowie calmly set the tray down next to you on the like little table. Walks over to the bag and looks in the bag. Crocodile. And you see he walks away and he walks out the door and you listen for a second. You hear the of his little feet and he's walking away, and then you hear the of the front door like opening. And then after a moment there's just like a deep vibration that resonates through the ground. And if you glance out the window, you see Bowie just releasing a hydro pump into the side of a mountain. Just like those were his candies, those were for him. And then after a moment he releases it, stops, and then turns. Crocodile.
Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah. Let's just tell Richter we lost them though. Actually, it doesn't. We could tell him and it wouldn't make a difference, I think.
Crocodile, blah, 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 crocodile.
Yeah.
Basically saying Richter's got the mind of a goldfish.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, we'll be okay.
The mind of a
But
Magikarp.
he is in this ball.
Bowie grabs the ball. And it spits it on the ground and then picks it up, cleans it off, and hands it back to you.
Unnecessary, uncalled for.
Crocodile. Like, that's on me. Crocodile.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway,
Correct.
he's in this ball. Get to know him because. Okay. Thank you. All right.
Whoa!
Bowie stands above the Pichu who.
And I look to the Pichu and I say, "Apologize."
Crocodile. Pipichu. Pipichu.
Nope.
Pipichu.
No.
Pipichu. And just like falls to the knees, just like. You saw like the 4 stages of apology just happen.
So funny.
Like, I did nothing wrong. I'm cute. Please go easy on me. I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
That's funny.
And Pichu goes, Pichu, and like points at the sandwich.
You're on a sugar high right now. We're gonna calm that down. I'll think of a name later because you. This wasn't expected. Okay, we'll come back to that.
Yeah.
That's my groove. I have a system. Okay, I'm gonna go deal with Graham's Pokemon.
Okay.
Bowie, thank you for the sandwich.
Yeah. He stops you. And he like lifts open the edge of the sandwich and pulls up like a little container that you saw, and now adds the sauce to the sandwich that you're awake, and then like closes it.
Cool.
Yeah, because he didn't want it to get soggy while you were sleeping.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Cool. So I'm gonna eat the sandwich over the machine.
Yeah.
I'm like,
and honestly, from the healing cradle, you can hit a couple of buttons, and the Pokemon Center will have like these like mechanical arms that'll come down and like grab each of the Pokeballs and take them over to. You can see there's the emergency. Yeah, it's basically a claw machine.
You just keep dropping the ball.
That's automated. You don't use your hands, and if so, Bowie would need to do it.
Yeah.
But it'll take them over to. You see that this is, a canon fact that each Pokemon Center has like an emergency Pokeball transport system. That is normally you need to like trade off Pokemon whenever you send Pokemon somewhere. But Pokemon Centers themselves have the ability to just send Pokeballs to other places that can receive them. The code to Cornucopia Daycare by heart. It's it's like a couple of different letters and numbers.
8675309.
That's canonically what it is now. Let's go. And you type it in.
The song was stuck in his head when he made it.
Yeah, and then you get it ready, and after a second, all 4 of Graham's Pokeballs, one at a time, will be in the machine, disappear.
I'll put on the last one a request notice that just says
Pause.
From Seth, we'll talk about them when I wake up. Have been awake for
36 hours. Yeah.
Will call you back. Love you. I am safe.
Slaps the post-it on there. Disappears.
I'm gonna go to sleep.
Okay, now you're gonna go to sleep. You guys finally all get the chance to rest and sleep. You will wake up at different times from each other. I think Coryne is going to be the first to wake up because she was the first to go to sleep, then DJ, then Seth. But depending on if you guys want to all be together, you can all just wake up together sort of thing. And it is that moment where like, as you guys start to wake up, and you know how your brain requires a boot up time where it like remembers things that have happened over the previous days. And it's that sort of thing where you wake up. No, sorry. That was my poor memory. Wake up. I'm going to go from wake up. And you have this moment where like you don't remember what's happened, but like, okay, I'm in a Pokemon Center. This is everything that's just happened. And that sort of go adrenaline rush has been going, and you then slept and the adrenaline rush is gone. And you then have this almost like sense of aimlessness where you've been going for like a day and a half. And then suddenly you wake up and it's like, okay, now what? And I'm going to leave you in this feeling of now what, as you guys are waking up and getting out of your beds and stuff, to let you initiate anything else you'd like to initiate.
Bad guy rolls. Bad guy rolls.
Oh, we can roll for bad guys before we get into the scenes. That's actually that's a fantastic idea.
No, shush.
Wait.
Not the wait.
Oh,
Oh, yes!
You better answer.
He better answer.
Hi, Gavin. Can you do me a favor real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Can you please do me the favor of rolling me a d6 for Armand Kingsley?
Ooh.
My pleasure. All right.
Let's see here.
My pleasure.
Cool. That's a 3.
3.
Hell yeah.
That's a 3. So meaning Armand Kingsley will not increase either direction. Thank you so much, Gavin, for making that roll for us. And I appreciate you.
Bye, Gavin.
Bye, Gavin.
Bye, Gavin.
Bye, Gavin.
Bye. Real quick, the running totals for bad guys. We have Armand Kingsley at a D6.
Boo.
We have the Blue Rockets at a D20. We have the Crimson Rockets at a D8. We have an unnamed faction number 1 at a D6. Vasco at a D12. Unnamed faction number 3 at a D4. And then the League at a D6. So now that we have had Armand Kingsley, and he did not go forward, it means that all of the things will not all increase by one size, which does make me sad. So I'm trying to figure out who is most appropriate for this. I think Kenna. Can you roll me a D20 for the Blue Rockets, please?
No. I refuse. I will do it. I will do it.
refuse.
Okay, wait. I'm gonna roll my big dragon eye dice so that way it can stare at me in disappointment when I roll. 9.
9. Okay. With a 9, they will neither go forward nor go back. Torie, will you please roll me a D8 for the Crimson Rockets?
Yeah.
Don't.
No.
I don't remember what I'm supposed to roll. I rolled
What did
a
you roll?
1.
Well, you might as well just say it.
That's
Oh,
actually
good,
very
good,
good for
good,
you.
good,
That's
good.
a step back for the Crimson Rockets. That's very good.
I can never remember what we're supposed to roll.
You want to roll 1s. I want to roll
The top number.
max. Yeah, max. Unless it's for a positive faction. With that, Matt, can you roll for unnamed faction number 1, please?
Unnamed faction number.
They've been unnamed the whole
Name
campaign.
faction number.
They've been unnamed the whole time. I've been here the whole time.
There's been opportunities for us to discover who this is, though.
Oh
right?
yeah, there's been opportunities for both currently unnamed factions, 1 and 3.
What for what? Or what was the thing again?
What did you roll? I'll just tell you.
A 6.
A 6? Okay, unnamed faction number 1 has a step forward to a D4. They've almost completed their task.
Could be good.
Yay!
This could be good.
The
They
way
have
that
almost
Aaron's saying it, I
completed
don't
their
think it is. I don't think it is.
I think
Also-
Aaron's
it's
just
good.
trying to. I think Aaron's just trying to bullshit us.
Speaking of bullshitting things, Coryne, can you please roll me a D6 for the league?
Yeah.
Please roll a 6, Coryne. Please roll a
Roll
6.
a 1.
We
roll
need a
a
win.
1.
Oh!
We need a.
No shit. It's a 6.
Let's go.
Interesting. You do know, now that the league is at a D4, if you guys roll a 4 on the next league roll, you will remove one of the villain
We're
organizations.
gonna kill Perry.
You're aware of that, right? I've mentioned this before. If you guys get the league to their goal, one of the 3 villain organizations chosen at random will be dismantled.
Oh, is that random?
It's at random.
I have
never know.
forgotten that.
What if you put Perry out of a job? What if that's what you do?
We're not hiring.
We're
Okay.
not hiring.
DJ, can you please roll for unnamed faction number 3? It is a D4. If you roll a 4, they will succeed in their goal.
I use my tiny die.
That just looked like you held up your palm.
It was a 2.
It's a 2. Okay, nothing will happen. All right, and then Matt, will you please roll a D12 for Vasco?
5.
5. Okay, Vasco will not move a step forward towards world peace. That's unfortunate. So,
You're so
Made
full
up,
of it.
made up and lied, actually.
I don't believe that for a second.
Maybe A side is going towards peace, but B side of that building.
I'm glad you remember
B
A side and
stands
B
for
side
bad.
of the fucking
B
building.
stands for bad side.
Okay, so now that we've completed our villain roles and we have had a special guest, now it is time for what's it called?
Wake up.
You guys wake up. Wake up.
I'm gonna check on Tanner.
You gonna check on Tanner? Yeah, Tanner actually woke up before you did because Tanner went to sleep before you did.
Yeah.
And it's that thing where you see that as you like sort of get up and look over at Tanner's bunk, Tanner's not in it, but the cowboy hat is on the side of the bunk and the boots are at the base of the bed, which means wherever Tanner's at,
Oh,
is
he's
probably
probably
in
just getting
slippers, just in the Pokemon Center somewhere.
Okay.
And you sort of like get out of bed, and as you like look over, like Coryne is just waking up at this moment. Seth is probably still quite a bit from waking up fully. You do note something going on with Seth before he wakes up though. As you look over and it's like, okay, Bowie's on the base of the bed where Bowie's supposed to be. You know, there's like Axel and Richter. What's the bundle of yellow fur sitting on his stomach?
I'm gonna climb down off the bunk, leave Aleppo and Tabasco if they're still snoozing. I'm gonna leave them be. I'm gonna climb down really, really quietly, tiptoe over, and kind of try and get a better look and be like, the fuck is that?
Yeah, it's like sort of like just like a mass of like yellow fur, and then you spot like the green knit like cap for it, and you go, I made that. I made that.
And DJ's gonna Jimmy Neutron brain blast and be like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, and she's gonna just like peek under the little hat and verify it's Pichu.
There's a pair of eyes staring at you.
Well, howdy. And she's gonna like whisper it, but I'm not going to. She's gonna go, well, howdy, little guy. What are you doing here?
And Coryne, this is as you're waking up, as you hear DJ going like, oh, howdy, like as a whisper. And you look over, DJ's leaning over Seth's unconscious form, saying that at this moment. And you see Pichu looks at you eyes glance over to where Bowie's at and goes, "Thank you." Puts the hat back down.
Seth kind of stirs a little bit hearing DJ talk and says, "No, DJ, I can do the puzzle on my own. I need to go to the gym. I don't need it. Actually, help me.
Oh, it sounds like he's having a nice dream. I'm gonna leave him be.
As I scream, help me.
Yeah, Coryne, this is what you wake up to.
And I'm gonna like turn around and be eye-to-eye with Coryne. And I'm gonna step to the side and point just straight down at it.
The octaves is crazy.
Yeah, that was wild.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna go, he's a little... I'm gonna like go over to Coryne and whisper,
Yeah.
He's a little feisty. I don't think he likes Bowie too much.
It's more like Bowie.
Well, I know what it's like.
No.
but DJ
I'm saying
knows what it's
the
like.
glance he gave DJ, you'd be able to tell it's like, it's not that he doesn't like Bowie, it's that he's actively making sure that you do not upset this other Pokemon.
Yeah. Which is fine. I'm gonna. That's so funny. I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna leave that alone, and I'm gonna go check on Tanner because he seemed right stirred last night.
Oh, okay. I turn and I look out the nearest window. What does the light look like outside?
It's like mid-afternoon right now. It's like probably like 2 going into 3 sort of thing.
Damn.
Okay.
We hibernated.
Yeah. Is it like kind of like cloudy, sunny? You know what I mean?
It is the thing where the source of the thunderclouds. Fucking, that's horrifying.
Horrifying.
The source of the clouds left some time ago, and at this point, the natural weather would be like relatively sunny. This is more of an arid area. It's an aridia. And
Arid Mesa.
Arid Mesa, dude, give me one. If anybody in the audience has one, send me one. But you look out and it's like the sun at this point has definitely moved over the edge of the halfway point. So there's no longer direct sunlight coming in the window from the direction you guys were looking. It is definitely pretty clear outside. And it seems like, it just looks like any other normal day in your corner of Kanto, which you know for a fact it not to be. Actually, you don't know for a fact it not to be because you're the only person who doesn't know about the crazy weather shit happening right now.
Exactly. So I'm going to kind of look out the window, be like, okay. And then I'm going to look down at Myrtle, who I feel like is starfished kind of
totally.
on the
Spread
back
eagle.
shell.
Mhm.
And Coryne is just kind of going to be like, okay, time to get up. And I'm going to grab Myrtle's shell and just like slide her across the bed and then tuck her under my arm so that her arms are dangling down by the floor. And I'm just going to be like, okay. And I'm going to look at DJ and I'm going to be like, you're going to go find Tanner. And then I'm going to look at Seth and I'm going to be like, that's interesting. I'm gonna step outside. And Coryne is just going to walk through the entire Pokemon Center, like acknowledging whatever or whoever is out until she steps out the doors and is just going to take a really big breath. And I feel like at that point, Myrtle's going to wake up and be like, Myrtle.
What the hell? Myrtle, yeah, definitely. It says her own name.
Says her name. Says her
So
name.
actually,
Yeah.
Kenna, as you step out and look to the skies,
Don't do that. Why would you do
This
that?
horse is dying, Aaron.
I had to get one more use out of it before we leave this arc forever.
And then I'm gonna set Myrtle down, and then we're gonna be like, okay, we'll take a walk around the building, and then we'll go back inside and have some breakfast.
You guys take a walk. Go ahead and roll me a d20.
Oh no.
You're still en route. You're not in a city.
15.
15. It's a wonderful walk.
I was gonna say it's just around
It's a
the
wonderful
Poké Center.
walk. Yeah. If you'd rolled a significantly smaller number, maybe some stuff would have happened. Who would have known?
Okay, great.
Zapdos comes back.
No, it's all the Dragonite that were pissed off at Perry are going to show up at once.
Oh shit.
Imagine. No, you guys
At
have a
that
lovely
point,
walk.
I would gather them as an army and be like, we will march against Perry in the
But yeah, you take a lovely walk, and during that time, DJ, you sort of glance about, and now that is like daytime hours properly. You've rested a little bit. You get a better idea of like how small this Pokemon Center is, where it's like, okay, there's the front desk area, then there's the 2 hallways that both go back into a larger sort of mixed kitchen rec room area. Then there's like the communal bathrooms, the like 3 rooms for trainers, and that's it.
Nothing else.
That's the whole, and there's like 1 room set aside for Nurse Joy, and that's about it.
I am gonna grab Rikoto on my way, kind of scoop him and hold him in my arms.
Yeah, you pick up, and it's like the sound of like a broken squeaker, like toys, like of like the areas you pick up. And as you pick it up, that the sort of like the moment where the head sort of like turns to you, but you see the eyes both on the bottom just go and look up at you, like kind of like, I don't know what the fuck we're doing.
I have a surprise for you, and I thought you might like it before we go find Tanner, because I think he'd like to see you. He seems to have a liking for you, and I think you're really gonna like it. So hold on. And I'm gonna root around in my bag, and then I'm gonna take out a very tightly crocheted bigger bag.
Crochet have a lot of holes in it.
Bigger.
It's very tight. I mean, if you've seen like a tightly crocheted
yeah.
something, it's very tightly crocheted. She's gonna take it out, stick something in it, and then say, "Now, just go on in there. See what I got for you, and if you like it, just go on, slip that on, come on back out, okay?"
Okay.
And I will have left
So DJ, before you describe it, can I tell you what it looks like as this creature goes in this bag? As you leave the bag there and like you put it up so like you can get in it, you watch what looks like the Stuffle Mimikyu sort of like look at you and then just like glide across the tabletop towards the bag, like again without walking because it's a fucking ghost. And it glides across, and then the bottom of the Stuffle sort of like tilts towards the opening of the bag, and the 2 like meet, and then you watch the Stuffle costume like deflate from the head first, slowly crinkling down to just a loose bag of cloth. As your bag fills up, and you hear the of like moving of cloth, and eventually something begins to appear out of the bag. And now you please describe what appears out of the bag.
What you see, well, what I see coming out of the bag is 2 brown floppy ears, and a big like tuft of white fur around the neck. And then as he comes out a little bit further, there's a big brown bushy tail with a tuft of white at the end as he's wearing a little Eevee suit that I created using my second trainer archetype artist, aka seamstress.
Yeah, you specialized artist to be a seamstress archetype, which is very cool.
Yes. The ability is called Seams Legit, SEAMS legit. It's my non-battle ability, and I can make from scratch or modify a held item of, common item for any of the Pokemon on my team, and I can modify it. It'll change it in appearance. So I basically just took a bunch of scraps and made a little Eevee costume for him.
Oh, sick.
Do you like it?
Is the sound of the laugh coming from behind it? And you can see the Eevee's ears going kick, like bouncing with all the laugh.
I'm so glad you like it.
Yeah, and then you see like the Eevee's head turns, and the Eevee starts to like slide into the Stuffle costume as it like starts to like try and like put that on over top of the Eevee costume.
We're not wearing
like
both.
a shadowy hand reaches out from under the Mimikyu and grabs it, and it's like this awful like skin suit moment where it's trying to put it on.
I'm gonna hold down the Eevee suit while I pluck the Stuffle suit off and just be like, no. No. I'm just gonna wash it so you can wear it again, so it's clean. But I'm gonna make you a bunch of these. Do you like it?
The Eevee head flops forward and flops back and flops forward and flops back.
Thanks for holding that
Hell
Stuffle one, and
yeah.
it's like that.
Yeah.
Like smelly.
Yeah, you can also hear like the boning that you use to like support the neck to go up, like going like. because it's like it's almost like the ghostly nature of this Pokemon amplifies all of the ominous qualities of anything that's around it.
Oh my god.
All right, we're gonna fix that in the next one, I think.
This feels like you just took Mimikyu back to school shopping, and you're like, all right, show me how this outfit. That looks good. And it's like,
no, you can't wear your red jacket.
I want to wear my Sonic shirt.
You can't wear your
Sonic shirt to school.
And I'm just gonna hold out a hand and see if he wants to like perch on my shoulder while I walk out and find Tanner.
You hold out a hand, and then like the shadow hand grabs your hand and like lifts the entire Mimikyu up on.
Now, why you gotta be like that?
And it's the thing of like kick, and then like sort of like bumps you. The hand itself, wildly unpleasant to feel against your skin. Very cold, very like, even though it's made incorporeal, it feels almost clammy in a way. But like the moment that like the hand retracts and it's just like a Pokemon in a costume, you feel like the very soft sort of fabric that you've used up against your face. It's like, oh, this is much better.
And she'll go find Tanner.
Okay, she goes to go find Tanner. Tanner is sitting in the rec room area because it's only the only public space. And you can see that there's like one computer terminal in the corner that is a decade out of time. It's still using like a CRT monitor sort of thing. And you look at it and Tanner's sort of like, Tarnation, I'm trying to are you on dial-up going on here? What's going on? And he's just like typing, trying to get anything done. And the sound of the keyboard's like those old like porcelain top caps. It's like, yeah. And you can hear the sound of the monitor like in the background. And he's sort of like looking and he hears the steps and he goes, oh, hello, DJ. Oh, he sees the Eevee costume.
And DJ's gonna pose for him because she knows Rocco won't. So she'll go, what do you think? And like put her hands on her hips and kind of stick her hip out and then do a little spin and then do a little the other side.
He's looking adorable. That's a cute little costume.
Right?
Yeah. What happened to the other one? And you see Mimikyu like looks at you.
I'm gonna wash it. Pull it. It's a very sensitive subject, Tanner.
That's why I asked. I was just wondering where it went because you don't want to accidentally mess it up. You'll make him mad.
Now, why you gotta say that? Why you gotta say it like that?
Because it's fun.
You can oh, is it fun? Well, hey, listen.
you look,
kill.
as you look down, DJ, the like edge of the costume, which is like sticking out the edge of your bag, you see that on its own, the head like turns and begins to look up at you. And then you hear Jesus, and as it goes, and Milomus magic like fully corporealizes.
Now, ma'am. And DJ's just gonna smile and kind of wave at her. I don't know. Does she do like fist bumps? Does she do anything?
She doesn't have hands.
No, I know she doesn't have hands. But like,
she can't really do fist
bump
bump
with her head or.
No, she seems to be kind of like a no contact ghost, like a sort of backstop sort of thing. Yeah. And Milomus magic sort of and like sucks into Tanner's shadow and just sort of like you see his shadow get darker on the floor as opposed to like all of the other shadows that are there.
I love that.
It's a neat trick that what's called there's what's called like true ghosts. Yeah, you know this. And true ghosts are the ones that can do all the shadow stuff.
Yeah. That's real cool. Well, listen, I just wanted to come out check on you. I know you were shaking yesterday. Understandably, I think we all were. I understand.
Not every day you see a living legend.
Yeah. Sorry about that. That tends to happen a lot around here.
Well, now it's us and all of Kanto, as you like see like he moves to the side and you can see that he was doing research into all the shit that's happening right now. I think I was gonna head back that way pretty shortly.
I was actually just about to say, I don't blame you if you don't want to stay with us. Know that you're wanted and welcome, but I understand if you got to do your own thing.
I wouldn't be heading out because. Yeah, I wouldn't be heading out because I wasn't welcome, but, you know, obviously, everything that happened in the last day, I was wildly unequipped for in every possible way.
Yeah.
And I think that means that I need to reevaluate how I'm training at the moment. I need to figure out what my team is supposed to actually look like, because that was proven to me in Seafoam, as I couldn't get by with just Specs and Loomis Magic. And obviously, I got my queen here, and you see he pulls out his little Snorunt that had been in his lap that you hadn't noticed. The little thing still continuing to shiver in this moment,
so
even in a
glad
very
you
warm
found
room.
one of those.
Let me just tell you that trying to get back onto Seafoam after all that shit was happening, not an easy task.
I'm surprised you did it.
Well, I needed a new team member, and yeah, it was a thing of, I've got a very specific idea for the team that I want to put together, and it's gonna be exciting, but I definitely need to do a little bit more traveling, because some of these ghosts, you know, they're in real interesting and unique locations. Actually, I was meaning to ask about that. Y'all are heading to Cerulean next, right?
I think that's what we talked about.
Okay, well, if you're heading Cerulean next, that's not quite where I'm heading. But if you, in the next couple weeks or so, manage to find yourself closer to like Vermilion or Celadon, I'm going to be on the coast in that area looking for my next teammate.
Oh, nice. All right, well, I'll give you a ring. And if you ever want some little boots for your little queen there, I can clearly provide.
You know, Arlene, I think that's a mighty fine idea.
All right. I'll send it your way when I'm done.
Sounds good. Till then, I think I'll probably rest here another day or two before I head out, because obviously that was a lot, and I think, I mean, if I could get a better internet signal out here, that'd be fantastic, but this thing's ancient, and he sort of like kicks the computer a little bit, and it's the thing where, unlike modern computers, when he kicks it, it doesn't move. His foot moves.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like,
all right, well, stay safe. Best of luck.
Mhm.
And if you think of any other Pokemon that you're looking for, let me know and I can keep an eye out.
Yeah, no, I mean, I assume you'll try and catch any unique ghosts you find, but if you decide you don't want to catch them,
I'll let you know.
pop a text over to me.
And then she's gonna like turn to walk away and then kind of like pivot on her toes and turn back around and be like, also, we're good, right?
Oh, we're good.
Okay.
We're good. We're
A
good.
little too
We're
much
good.
emphasis
We're good.
on the
Yeah,
good?
I don't know what I'm saying. Here, Arlene, are we good? And Snorunt. It's like the shit.
baby.
We're good.
And I'm gonna dig in my bag and pull out like a red piece of felt that I was gonna use for like a Charmeleon suit.
Yeah.
And wrap it around Arlene like a little scarf and give it a little tie. There you go, baby. I don't think that helped. All right, well,
It's okay. The Snorunt species is perpetually cold till they evolve.
I feel
The only
that.
time I've ever seen her not cold like this was when we challenged a kid with a Charmander a couple weeks back.
Yeah, that's valid.
She was actively on fire and she was still shivering for a while. Okay.
All right.
Well, I'm not heading out yet, and I don't think you guys are either. So if you need anything else, let me know.
All right.
And he sort of like does like swivel chair, but it like gets caught and swivels all the way back, and he's got Arlene, and he's sort of like stroking her head, and you see he closes those. He starts to like close a couple of tabs, and one of the things you will spot, DJ, as you see him like closing tabs, is you can see him closing a couple of like very low quality, like 144p is the max level stream you can stream in this area, closing like some PokeTube videos where it's like your guys' battles from the tournament, and like it's paused on sections that aren't the actual battle. It's like when he's looking at like close-ups of you guys. Basically, he's looking at the research. It looks like maybe Tanner was like looking into his friends a little bit more, because you guys are obviously doing stuff that is above the level at which he thought you would be doing stuff.
Rude.
Yeah.
That's weird.
It's a little weird, but it's also like you guys invited him to go on a tour and then he fought God.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I'm just gonna go, and if you ever want to,
Yeah, he thought you walked away.
Thought you liked spooky things. If you ever want to get dinner sometime, just let me know. Okay, bye. And then she's gonna run away. Why are you still turning?
That's you going.
No,
like,
this is Tanner watching you running down a hall and then turning a corner. You remember how small this Pokemon is? You can't get back to your room without going through the room that Tanner's in. Yeah, you're basically just stuck in the lobby now until you decide that you want to go back.
All right. I'm just gonna step outside then.
Okay, and you come back
you see Coryne come out?
to finish his walk.
As Coryne like rounds the corner of the Pokemon Center and sees DJ outside, you see that Coryne is like has their phone out and is like text. Oh my god. Have you seen this?
I don't have access to your phone, so probably not.
Okay, well, I mean and Coryne looks up at the sky. Looks
this?
kind of around. Yeah, like
Oh, yeah.
that's crazy.
My dad's texting me about that last night.
You guys, oh my god! And Coryne, Coryne grabs DJ's shoulder, pulls her in close, puts her arm around her, and goes, "Say cheese!" and clicks a picture, and then texts Poppy.
I was waiting to see if you would do it. I was sitting here like, she's not gonna fucking text Poppy. She's not gonna do it.
And the text to Poppy. Yeah, like. And the text to Poppy just says, "Crazy shit went down. Thank you so much for calling the Rangers. We're safe. We're okay. Also, so sorry. Zapdos is awake. How are you? How's Oak? How's Mom? What's going on?"
You text that, and a few seconds later, you feel your phone start to vibrate and go, ding, 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 ding. And you go to do the video call, and the camera doesn't come on.
Oh.
And Poppy goes, "No, yeah, I know about."
Wait.
Give me a
And
second.
Coryne starts walking around.
And you start to walk around, and as you start saying, "Wait, Seth." At this point, this is when you start to wake up, and I'll get to this phone call in a second, Coryne, because I want to give this some
Sure.
time. But it's been a hot second since Seth has gotten to anything. Seth, you begin to wake up at this point, and you had let out, like, Bowie was out before you went to sleep, but none of the rest of your Pokemon were out when you went to bed, and you wake up and all of your Pokemon are on your bed, including brand new Pichu.
Okay, I feel like I have a weighted blanket because Anchor's like 60 pounds. It's just on top of my blanket, which is fine. You could be there too, but what? Okay, gang, what are we doing out? What's good morning, afternoon? What are we doing? Hello.
Yeah, bye. Yeah.
Okay,
And you like
well,
his like
this blanket
sharp
is
ass
shred.
wings, just shred through the blanket and push Axel off the bed at the same time.
Oh, you okay, Axel? Okay. All right. Okay, cool. All right, one at a time. Let's get off of the bed. And then I think Anchor, just laying on top of the covers, just kind of goes and just suctions to the top of the bunk bed, and then moves around like that.
Yep. Like one of those slappy hands that you get in like middle school. Yeah.
But all of us will deboard the bed, and I'll do a roll call, just checking on everybody to see why. What are we doing? What are we at? We were sleeping. What's up? What's up? Of course, yeah.
And basically, you get the idea that your Pokemon are like, yeah, it was a rough time. It might be nice for Seth if we all decide when he woke up, we were all here, sort of thing.
Great. I was fighting demons in my dream. That freaking puzzle. Yeah. Okay. Cool. You, and I point to the Pichu. I still don't have a name in mind. I have a couple jumbled around, but I think more of those were from a sleep-induced panic.
Pichu.
So we'll make a list.
Pichu.
We'll go through some. We'll circle back to that. But for now, I'm just gonna keep calling you. So, where's everybody else at? Is everyone?
Pichu's gonna go. Pichu, and points at the window where you can currently see Coryne like wildly running around looking for a signal. DJ like sort of off to the side, and you see at this point, Myrtle sort of like and like lands out of Corinne's arm and fully like on the ground, and is just like, what the hell? And it starts to like slowly get up properly.
Okay, guys, field trip time. Let's go meet them outside and see why they're doing like a 2-man parade. And we'll get some more context clues for that.
As you walk by through the thing, Tanner looks back and you see that Tanner is shrunk in his chair a little bit, and you see he's like typing, and then like hears you and closes the tab and he goes, "Oh, morning."
What are you up to?
Nothing at all. Why would I be
Rain
doing
check.
anything? What
Rain
is
check
that?
on that. When you come back inside, we'll rain check that one.
Okay.
Hey, question. Do you know you cook, right?
I am been known to cook. Yeah.
What kind of food does DJ like?
What other types of foods have I learned now on the road that DJ is more fond of, or
DJ
not as fond of that I make? And or
Not a
have
fond
the
of that you
ability
make? DJ, what are you
Both-
not fond of
both
that
sides.
Seth makes?
I said both of them. You don't have to give me the bad part.
Just the bad one. I'm kidding. Answer both.
DJ really likes sweet things, so if you make anything sweet, she would really be into that. She's not as big a fan of like, I don't know, like earthy flavors like mushroom truffle. She's not a big fan of that kind of thing.
Cool. I think I will reduce that down to saying, I feel like DJ's pretty good sweet tooth, so you can't go wrong with like sugar.
Okay.
Sweet
You
of
see,
that
he opens
nature.
back up a tab of bakeries.
Okay. All right. Are you going? Do you want to buy something for? Honestly,
well, I was just,
probably more
we're talking
impressive
about
if you
maybe
made
getting
it.
something to eat in the future. So, that was
Oh,
just
sure,
sort of a
yeah.
thought that I was looking at. I mean, if you guys want to come too, you guys can come too,
That let's keep it open. Let's rain check it.
Okay, yeah, we'll
us
rain check.
joining.
We'll rain check. We'll rain check.
Let's- Yeah, I'm gonna.
Please come
All
with me. Anyway, he says quietly as you start to walk away.
I look to Bowie. I'm like, did that?
Crocodile. And then Pichu goes, Pichu! Like, he's stupid, is the sound that Pichu made.
Oh my god!
And on the ceiling, on the ceiling, Anchor is just...
Okay, all right, okay. They probably haven't cleaned up there. Well, actually, now that I
You
think
actually
about
see
that,
he's leaving like a clean streak across the ceiling.
keep that up. Do a couple laps, and I think Joy would appreciate that. Okay,
Oh
cool.
my
He's just going down the way.
Okay,
You make your way outside right as Coryne finally finds a proper signal. But Coryne, as you're searching for a signal, and you do hear the ting of the door opening, and you see Seth and most of his team stepping out, you realize it's not just your signal that's trying to account for. As the camera finally comes on, and you see that in a similar rocky terrain, Poppy is also standing. And she goes, "Yeah, I know that that everything about what happened. They called the lab immediately. I'm at the power plant."
What are you doing there? Why?
Well, because they're obviously
Oh, hi,
going to call
Poppy.
it. Oh, hey, what's up, Seth? They're obviously going to call me and Oaken.
Well, that wasn't obvious to me, but I guess now that I think about it in hindsight, that
What'd be
does
obvious
make a lot
about
of
that?
sense.
Did you guys go to Seafoam?
Yes, we did.
Oh, why didn't you tell us?
Because a lot happens.
Mhm.
It's been a long couple of
Mhm.
months.
Yeah.
No. Walk back where you were. Poppy, please.
No, sorry. And the camera turns off. The camera turns off, and she goes, "No, sorry. This electivire has been walking around. Every time it gets near me, it fucks up the signal." And she sort of gets back. And she, "Go that way. I'll feed you late. Go that way." You can hear coming from the thing. She turns back on. You see her like pink hair is like slightly frizzled, and she's like. So anyway, am I gonna have to keep following you around the region every time you guys do something batshit insane, and then I have to come research it afterwards?
Listen. Wait, what are you researching? Like, what are you working?
Depends.
I mean,
Are you having fun?
Yeah.
Turn the camera away.
Yeah. You see, Seth, Poppy kind of like puts her hair behind her ear. She's
I
like,
turn it
"Yeah, I'm
back.
fucking having a blast, actually." Well, I mean, you're not gonna call in the Pokemon professor when a legendary Pokemon shows up somewhere.
No, that makes sense. I mean, Zapdos isn't there anymore, right?
No, but it doesn't mean it didn't leave a crazy amount of ambient electrical energy here.
That's fair.
Yeah.
What are you like? Why are you?
I mean, we're
If
taking
it's-
scans because we have a legend currently over the top of the region right now. We want to be able to deal with that in whatever way is not what's going on in Vermilion City right now. It is so lucky it has not flown over that city yet. The mayor there is crazy ready to shoot it down.
Okay, wait. Talk about that. What have you heard about that?
Well, I mean, they went public with it like a week ago with the big railgun, right?
Yeah. So they did pass it.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but luckily it hasn't flown over that area yet. And most people don't even know what it is, to be honest. This is all in the back alley sort of talks. We got invited to this. First of all, can you guys not do this at like 2 a.m.? I had a 4 a.m. Zoom call this morning, all right, with
That was
basically
not-
a bunch of city leaders.
Our fault. You can talk to. Oh.
Zapdos?
No, you remember Perry Midnight?
That was the person you had me put out the rescue order for. Yeah.
Yeah, you scratch that right the fuck off the list. That's a known Blue Rocket member now. So
Now known brutal act.
When I have more time, you will be sitting down and telling me exactly what happened with all of this.
yeah,
We're breaking. We can't.
we're not.
Seth,
we're
we
not-
just had
Yeah.
real interference.
I feel like Seth like ducks behind Coryne and is like, "Oh,
Seth, can you make me a charm roll real quick, please? This is potentially relevant.
1-4.
One. Okay, so it's not immediately clear that what you're doing is a joke. So in your like down below, you hear "Pichu," and the hand goes up, and you see, and
Nope,
suddenly
nope,
the
nope,
signal
nope.
like starts to disappear from
No,
Corinne's phone.
Get out of here! Get out of here!
Pichu
Stop.
Seth.
Take a lap. Take a lap. Take a lap.
starts to like walk, but like a lap is like a couple yards, and Pichu's like.
Yeah, all that candy's not feeling good now, is it?
Oh,
He
God.
loses levels now. But
It's got to
Goes
sink.
back
I
to
got to
level one.
digest. Poppy's signal comes back, and she's like, "Yeah, you're gonna tell me exactly what happened, and then I'll tell you all the cool shit that we found here so far. But you don't get to hear the cool shit until you tell me everything that happened. Actually, you don't get to hear the cool shit until I actually have to clear it with Gok before I do that.
Okay, but I have some shit to tell you that you also can't tell anybody. Literally anybody. Not even.
Does it have
not
to
even.
do with a certain police report that was filed in Saffron like 5 hours ago?
How do you know that, Poppy?
Because after you mentioned him the first time, I put out a call where people text me these things. This is what happens when you're assistant to like the third most powerful dude in the region.
Corinne starts looking through the phone at Poppy like, you got
Corinne, I have the ability to move a satellite to look at you from space.
Had.
Damn. Shit. You're right.
yo, that shit's so
In
funny.
an emergency, I could do it, but yeah, no, you're right. I can't just casually do that anymore.
Oh my god. That really got me. Holy shit.
That is so funny.
Tell Seth that I'm not talking to him anymore.
Okay.
Corinne started laughing that hard and just looks at Seth like you're cooked, dude.
That's so funny.
I'll take a lap too. I'll go catch up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I take one step.
Anyway, yes, it does have to do with that. That's a whole thing, Poppy.
Yeah. Interesting. Considering I couldn't help but notice that on that police report, it had him listed as former Crimson Rocket member. Interesting to me, given that everything we talked about, it seemed like it was a current sort of thing. So we're definitely going to be talking about that sometime soon.
I can give you a play-by-play on that one. That one was nuts.
Hey, question.
Hmm.
How did you guys, when you guys called me before, it seemed like you kind of knew generally the area that you were heading and what you might find there. How did you guys know where the fuck Zapdos was going to be?
The quickest, you know how like if you're walking and you trip and then you like put yourself out of frame?
Yeah.
I like do that and I go, oh, and I put myself out of frame and I really quick throw eyes to DJ and Seth.
We can tell you about it later when we have a secure line of communication. Because the service and signal is not good for translating a lot of information.
Not good.
Okay, guys. Right. I put myself back in the frame.
But he's doing it from like yards away. He's like, Poppy.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Poppy. It was a process of elimination, like deduction style. We felt real detective-y doing it.
Modern day detective.
Yeah.
We found some really sensitive information.
Okay. And it sounds like it sounds like something that you guys don't feel comfortable talking about when we're not hidden. From what Seth was just saying.
We're just not really sure after the whole Poppy, after the whole Perry thing, we're really not sure who we can trust.
And that shouldn't be implied that it's not you that we can trust.
Not you, but like
I was waiting. I wasn't going to call you on it. I was waiting for you to apologize.
Jeez.
Dude. No, not you, obviously, but like who's around you right now?
Well, I sent the Electivire going that way. Oak disappeared into the power plant like 2 hours ago. And then, I mean, Champion Red's up there on that cliff, and that's about it.
Champion Red is there?
Kind of dropped that casually, Poppy.
Yeah, that was supposed to be a name drop, Seth. I'm not talking to you anymore. I forgot.
You already broke that.
Yeah, and you see that she like flips the camera, and the first thing you see is just like grass. And then you turn and you see that like there's a bunch of like electric Pokemon milling about outside the Pokemon power plant. And she kind of like lifts it up, and it's like backlit from the sun silhouette of a man up on a cliff next to a Charizard with a Pikachu on it. And she points and she goes, "So I don't know if you can see him. That's the champion up there."
Holy shit.
Yeah, he's just been kind of standing up there for the last like hour in case Zapdos comes back.
It's just a cardboard cutout.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, hey. Actually, I don't know if we... Yeah, I feel like I'm going to tell you this one. And I start typing up, as we're on the phone, I start typing up things about the Pokeball that we know.
Interesting. Okay.
And I'm sending it to Poppy.
Okay. Poppy will now have the full information that you guys are aware of with the red Pokeball. Okay.
So, I want to tell you that was what they were trying to capture Zapdos with.
Interesting.
And that didn't happen, except for the fact that maybe Zapdos might have eaten it.
Before we get to that bit, because my brain, we're going to get to that in a second. Really quickly, did you tell anyone else that you know this additional information about the Origin Ball?
I yell to Seth, who's yards away. Did we say all that to the ranger?
What? Hold on.
I can tell you.
I'll move closer to you. And by that I mean,
yeah,
I'm going to look to DJ to look it up. I think we told them...
So we told him that we don't really know what the Pokeball does, but we know it's the same one that they used, or we think it's the same one they used to catch Articuno.
Okay.
But we don't really know much else about it. We did tell them that Zapdos ate it, but we didn't really give them any more information than that. Because we don't know any more information than that. Yeah.
If you guys do mention that to anyone, that might cause a paperwork headache for me, because the number of people who are on a need to know basis about this ball is less than 20 people in the region. So I've been looking over some skins of it and some videos of it from like, the Articuno attack, obviously, because a lot of the rangers who were involved with that wear, like cameras and stuff for if anything comes up. And yeah, you're pretty spot on with a lot of that. I can't go into too much more detail, but that's
now who's hiding things?
I'm not hiding things because I'm a jerk. I'm hiding things because I work for the league and have a responsibility. You know what? That's fair. There you go. Did you call your mom yet? No, because no. She has. You can't tell her. Did you text her? No, why the fuck would I text her?
Okay, I don't know.
I want to give a lady who I love and respect an aneurysm for absolutely no reason. I'll leave that to her daughter to do.
Okay, well.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Seth, your dad should be showing up here like pretty soon.
What's that, guys? I think Poppy's talking to me. What was that?
Oh my god.
Okay, that's cool though. Like, is my mom flying with him too, or are they?
No, he's
just
coming
him?
down in his capacity as a league expert level Pokemon breeder, just to make sure that the environment's going to be stable after Zapdos is gone. Given that this was sort of this was in disuse, so it wasn't generating electricity on its own. Zapdos was doing a lot of that.
That makes sense.
And the electrical
I did do a
Pokemon
pretty
here
good check
seem
over
to
of a lot of the Pokemon post. A lot of that happening.
Yeah, not in terms of like their injuries post this battle that happened here. It's more like, will this environment continue to be stable without Zapdos in it?
Yeah, I think just got to plug some stuff back in.
Well,
and then
it's going to cost a lot if we have to turn all these generators back on. So we have to see if we can afford to do that, or if we need to move all these electrical Pokemon to a different facility.
Wasn't it like hydroelectric though from the river?
It used to be before the river got diverted because somebody collapsed a canyon.
I don't know who did that.
Well,
Yeah.
So
That was like 30, 40 years ago. I don't know who did it either. Yeah.
Anyway, that sucks, but that's cool. Tell him I said hi, and we may be home soon.
Okay.
I don't know when that will be, but I sent him a message anyway. But that was back at where I assumed he was going to be. So
Okay. Well, let me know if you guys need anything at all, though, because like it's literally just me walking around with the scanner, taking samples and photos. So like, this is just my life for the next 2 to 3 days, easily.
Okay. Be safe.
I will. I'm not going to even ask for you guys to be safe because obviously you can't do that.
we can, and we are. This is proof of us being safe. What are you talking about?
Volcano. No, actually, let's go back further. Pokemon Center.
I know, no.
Rocket
Did it.
Base.
Survived it.
Volcano.
Not even a scratch.
Articuno.
It got
Some
cold.
scratches.
Government conspiracies.
Resolved.
Zapdos.
Witnessed.
You're talking to us now.
Yeah, we're good.
What, hey, by the way, what does the league think about the railgun? Like everybody's just okay with that?
I am not aware of the current standings officially of any league members.
Unofficially though, turn the camera around. And
no
just
one
ask,
fucking no one likes it. No one likes this thing. Everyone hated that.
Could we call him like an IOU from
What?
the silhouette on the mountain?
That's Vermilion Construction Co., right? So do you know anything about what's happening with that?
I mean, it was sponsored by them, but it's ultimately like the league lets the cities do a lot of their own stuff, when it comes to like big league government versus small city government. Right. If the city council unanimously decides on something, the league can't really step in to stop without looking like a totalitarian asshole.
That's understandable, but it's I don't know. I would have thought because it's the safety of Pokemon. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what I expected from that. I'm just a little surprised.
Yeah, it's the problem is it's the safety of a Pokemon with the power of a hydrogen bomb. So it's like, give or take. It's really hard to make that argument to people who don't get the nuance of that. We're just lucky that there was no little Zapdoses when we got here. If there had been any other ones, though, that would have been rough. Because ultimately, from the readings we've gotten here, if this Zapdos had been left alone for another like month and a half to 2 months, it probably would have laid an egg. Luckily, it's not gathering enough power anymore, so it won't do that. But that would have been rough.
So
I didn't know they
Imagine the
could do
branding
that.
of Cornucopia.
Yeah, most people
here.
don't, for the specific reason of people don't want legends to know that they can procreate. But ultimately, there can only ever be one big Zapdos at a time. But if that one dies, another littler Zapdos in the world will inherit all of its power and become the big Zapdos.
All for dose.
All for dose.
I am Zap.
interesting. I mean,
That's the way that the three-winged Mirages work from a biological standpoint, at the very least.
Zap.
is there currently any little Zapdoses in the world?
I mean, there's some, but not in this region. Not in Kanto Johto at the moment.
I'm just thinking about the bad guys.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not worried about them at the moment. There are easier legendary Pokemon for them to capture.
Like who?
Like, I've got to go do my job. Bye, everybody.
I love you.
Coryne, did you send
Bye.
that? Did you send that thing?
No. I haven't sent that yet. I'll send it. Poppy, I'll send you a message. Text me when you're like in a chill spot and am able to mentally handle some stuff.
Yeah, as long as you tell me you're not dating that terrorist, I think we're fine.
Are you fucking kidding me? Corinne's phone from the camera angle is up in the air, tumbling through fucking sky, and then hits the ground, and it's just because that very much just went, you gotta fucking.
Before it hits the ground, you hear "Love you, bye." The three of you are left in relative silence.
They're funny.
Okay.
So Tanner is being weird on the computer. Did you guys clock that?
No.
What do you mean? Why did you say that like that?
He asked me a question and I said no.
Pichu.
No. No.
I don't know.
Pichu.
Your guess is as good as mine.
No. Can I kick him?
No.
No.
Pick up the Pichu. I'm like, what are you? No.
It was a joke.
Crocodile.
Roll empathy.
So this is
here, cool it, and she's gonna give it a berry.
Pichu.
Oh my god.
Little faker.
So this is who you're rolling with now, huh?
Yeah, he was a stowaway in my bag and ate all my candy.
Oh my god, is that why his forearms look like that?
Yeah,
he grabs the fruit and it's just like
more of like this is now a forced investment that exists with me now.
Forced investment.
Yeah, I can tell you.
Corinne kind of like flexes her forearm and is like, damn. What the
plus 3,000, 5,000. That's 10,000 poke worth of candy that he ate.
Yeah, it's very cool.
I'm gonna give
That's very
Matt
funny. We're laughing
himself
about
an
it.
aneurysm.
Definitely, yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's okay. Hopefully, Ranger Cora will come through with that. Have we heard? And Corinne picks up the fucking phone and is just like...
It's covered in dust with a crack across the screen now.
Oh, shit!
That's what you get.
We'll have to go to a tech store at some point. Where are we going, by the way? I mean, I'm so down to like chill and rest for a second, but what are we doing?
I guess we can go to Cerulean. I'm trying to see. But we can pull up the map. Thank you. Trying to see what's around here. There is a lighthouse. There's Cerulean. There's the other entrance to Rocky Tunnel. Yeah, I mean, Cerulean probably makes the most sense. I don't know. But maybe we just check in, see how things are going there. Haven't been back in a minute. Was supposed to be back, but then didn't. So that'll be fun.
I think
I'd love
maybe,
to go to Cerulean.
Yeah, since Poppy said that your parents were going to the power plant, maybe check with them and see when they're going to be back in Cerulean, and then that's when we can go.
I can go do a call on the computer. I'm hoping Tanner's not on the computers anymore.
Oh, he still is. As Seth, you head in. Corinne, you start to do your thing. TJ, you go to head into the back into the Pokemon Center, but as you go down, you feel like a little tug on your leg, and you look over and you see that Tabasco has grabbed like your little pant leg.
Oh.
And he like
Hey, buddy.
points, and at this point, it's been like you guys have woken up and started like moving. You had a whole conversation, and because of the time of year that it is. And the location that you're in, it's like only like maybe like 4 or 5 at this point, and the sun is already starting to set on the cliff, and he points, and it's just like pointing at the cliffside, and it's just like it's a fucking beautiful sunset. It's gorgeous.
I know.
And that's it. That's all your real we wanted to point out to you.
Okay. I'm gonna scoop him up, and I'm gonna put Rikoto down.
Okay.
And just say now. Get back in with everybody, okay?
Glides across the floor unsettlingly, and the door opens on its own, and walks in.
Oh, I kind of love that. Anyway, and then she's gonna scoop Tabasco up and hold him like baby style, which he hasn't really let her do, I think, since he was a tiny little guy. When she first met him back, a tinier little guy, when she first met him at the ranch. And she's gonna go, come here, I wanna go watch this with you. And with him in her arms, she's just gonna go, I know you were saying you didn't feel ready for what we just faced. You want to change that? Yeah? Alright, come here. And she's gonna give him a little scritch on the chin and walk kind of further from the Pokemon Center, not horribly far. Put him on a little rock. And then she's just gonna say, okay, only time I did this was with Aleppo, and honestly, I'm pretty sure it happened because he just ate a little too much. So I think we're just gonna try and do our breathing, okay?
And he kind of like turns and he's kind of like sits up a little, almost like cross-legged in your arms sort of thing, where he's like sitting there. And you see takes like both hands, like puts it on either side of like your collarbones.
And then, yeah, she's gonna sit with him, and they're both gonna be cross-legged, and they're just gonna sync their breathing.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead and roll me a d20 plus add the friendship between you and Riolu if you're gonna attempt this. There is a chance of failure here because you are not currently at max friendship, I don't believe.
Well, that was a 13 on the die plus 11 friendship, so 24.
24 will be enough to succeed. Please narrate how the evolution goes.
So they're just gonna be eyes closed, sitting upright, breathing. And then I think the energy from Riolu, DJ could still feel that he was tense, that he was stressed. The sleep helped, but not fully, because in his heart of hearts, he still didn't feel ready to face anything bigger than what we face normally. And I think both of them had this mutual understanding that if they're going to stick with this group, they're going to see a lot of shit. So as they're breathing, she can feel the stress coming out of him. And then she's like breathing it in and breathing it out. And then she's trying to push her relaxation back into him. And then for anyone watching, they would see like that little blue glow again.
Of the aura, yeah.
Yeah, of his aura, which again does not manifest all that often. And then I think it's just gonna fully encompass Tabasco. Just for, a 3 count. And DJ's gonna feel his paws grow a little bit. And he's gonna feel his ears get a little heavier and stand up. He's gonna feel his tail get bushier and bigger. And then as how you can see light even when your eyes are closed, she's gonna be able to see his aura, and then as that light dies down, she's gonna open her eyes, and I think he's gonna open his at the same time. And he will be a fully evolved Lucario.
Yeah, and previously your Riolu was smaller than normal Riolu because it's a pygmy. It was about 8 inches, where they're both supposed to be about 2'4" in terms of height. Now that he's evolved Lucario, which would normally be 3'11", you now have a Riolu-sized Lucario that's about 2.5 feet tall. It's about 2.5. Still counted as size category small.
Yeah, so sick.
About 2.5 feet tall.
For reference, while he was evolving, she probably would have lowered her hands to rest on the ground so that he wasn't up in the air.
Okay. This is your sort of option with all of this in terms of the evolution. However, it is your option as to right now on evolution, you have the ability to swap out one of the moves with the move Aura Sphere. Do you do so?
Yeah, I think I'm going to do that.
Okay. It is a special move that creates a compact orb of this Pokemon's aura and fires it as a projectile weapon.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
That's
Okay.
so sick.
So as Tabasco like finishes his evolution, kind of opens the eyes with you and everything, kind of looks down at the form, and you see now that the like little like metal nubs on the paws are like these like longer, full, like almost like spines coming out of the back of the paws. And Tabasco breathes out once, and you see that blue aura so easily manifest now, where it didn't manifest before. And then it and travels down the arms, down the hands, into the finger bones, and then reverberates up the metal spike and disappears into the cliffside. And he goes, Lucario. As like the sort of voice that comes out of him. And you see that like the eyes glow blue with aura as well, and you see like looking, searching. And you remember like a fact that you've read yourself, because obviously you've read up on the evolutions of the Pokemon that you have. And you look up and you look around and you realize what you're seeing is Lucario exploring a brand new ability gifted to Lucario as part of its aura sense. As up to half a mile away now, this thing just senses living creatures and knows where they're at and has a base feeling of their emotions. And you're seeing Lucario sort of like explore that and connect with this bigger world that exists.
And she's gonna just set him on the ground and go,
Mhm.
All right, bud. That's half the battle. You ready to get some training in?
Lucario. Doof. And you guys fist bump. Okay, so Coryne, as you sort of like step back and you've gone into the Pokemon Center at this point in time, Seth is ahead of you and has gone up and negotiated the computer rights away from Tanner at this point.
The bakery is still going to be there later.
Bakery is still going to be there. You actually feel sort of like a tug on your hip. And there's no Pokemon there that's like pulling on you or anything. And you look down, and you realize it's one of your Pokeballs is pulling on you. And you see now that it is the Dragonair Pokeball that is pulling, and it's actually pulling, like it feels like it tugs, and you feel the tug almost like pull back towards the door to go back outside. Do you follow where it's leading?
Hell yeah. I go, I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
They were just about to. Okay.
Yeah, I'll right back. Actually it might be, I'll see you in a minute. So walking outside.
And you head back outside, and at this point, DJ has stepped away and gone to go deal with the evolution. Is not currently in Eyeline, so it's kind of like quiet out here. And then it tugs again, it pulls away to the side. And this happens for probably like a good like 200 feet. You just feel like tugging, and you sort of like it gets you out of the Pokemon Center, down the hill to the banks of the river, and then you're at the banks of the river, and it stops tugging.
I grab the Pokeball.
Okay.
And I make sure that I probably left Myrtle with Seth.
Yeah.
And so like none of my Pokemon are out. It's just me and this Dragonair Pokeball, and I just go, okay, we're at the water. Would you like to come out?
There's a slight shake,
I hit the button.
and the ball opens, and the beam disappears into the water, and the ball closes, and you're in silence for a solid 30 seconds. And it's that thing of, did I just release this Pokemon back into the wild? Is the moment that you're feeling for a second before the surface of the river starts to tremble a bit, and you realize now that you can see that there's a creature curling and moving and turning in the river. And something that you're realizing is when you stepped outside earlier, this creature that maybe wasn't paying attention until you spoke to it and maybe awoken it, didn't really take in its surroundings. And then when you stepped outside earlier, you're having your calls and doing everything. And thinking back at the time, you probably could have felt some sort of shake happening during that time, but you're so distracted with your conversation. Mm-hmm. You realize that this thing is noticed that there was a body of water and has immediately pulled you towards it. And as it begins to swirl underneath the water, you can see the sort of like off teal glimmering scales underneath the water. And after a moment, there's a very soft breaching of water as you can see the sort of like very elegant features of this Pokemon breach the water. And it looks at you, and unlike almost every other Pokemon that has looked at you, there is a complete sort of lack of emotion that you can read in the eyes of this Pokemon. Like, from the point of you felt friendship and murderous intent and sadness and even the touch of the Zapdos, the semi-god that you introduced, dealt with this morning. No Pokemon ever felt emotionless to you. But there's just such a dull stare from this Pokemon looking at you. And it just sort of tilts its head to the side, as though it's considering you.
I feel like as Coryne is looking at it, Corinne's never been met with nothing. I think you're absolutely right. And so I think that kind of stumps her and is like, nothing, not even anger. That's wild.
It is complete and total apathy coming to you from this Pokemon.
I give it a soft smile. And I take out a berry. And I'm just holding it in my hands. I take a piece of the berry and I eat it myself. And then I start to next to it, not in front of it, but a good maybe 2 feet away. I start to walk in the water as well.
Okay. It's very cold, right? It's snow melt. It's very cold. You step into the water. Your feet are immediately numb, but in a way that actually makes it a little bit more comfortable because you're not feeling the sensation of cold as much.
Sure.
Yeah, and you step closer, and its head sort of turns and twists, and its body is forced to come out of the water a little bit more as it turns, and you can just see trigger warning to people at home, gnarled injection scars along the sides of its scales down the side, and places where this Pokemon was obviously physically and chemically abused in places. And it's turning, and it sort of looks at you, and it doesn't look scared or cautious. It's just following you with its eyes.
And as I walk into the water, I go, "Ooh, that's cold. That's real cold. I don't know how you stand that. That's impressive." And I keep going deeper into the water until I am swimming in it as deep as the river goes.
Okay.
And I take, just a couple more bites of the berries, and then I take the berry and would you like a bite?
Oh, dude, roll me a Pokemon handling check.
I'm so nervous.
You should be. There's a chance of failure here. Just like in all things.
Oh, no. Oh, Pokemon handling. Okay, not bad. That's a 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
12 is not bad. Okay. It looks at you, and it sort of leans forward, and it opens its mouth, and you can see that it does have predator teeth in terms of it has long canines and everything, but it doesn't have the scary looking mouth of a really scary Pokemon. Instead, it almost seems graceful, and then it leans forward and grabs the fruit out of your hand and drops it in the water, and then picks it back up. It looks like it was rinsing it, and then it in one solid swallow takes the whole thing.
Got it. Need to wash our fruit. You're absolutely right. And in hindsight, I should have done that, definitely. And Coryne is just literally as numb as her body is becoming to be from this cold ass water. Is just going to swim and talk to this Dragonair as if it's normal conversation. Even if there's no reactions to anything, until the Dragonair seems like it's I don't know even if the Dragonair is not ever done being in the water. I think if Coryne got too cold, she'd just be up on the beach and just let it be in there until it was ready to go back into its Pokeball. Okay.
It's only a few hours. It's well after dark. And it is only when you are shivering and there is a cloud coming out of your mouth that Dragonair finally slithers back on the beach and looks at you and then just boops its own Pokeball and goes back in.
Well, that's a start. And Coryne is just going to kind of she's going to take the Pokeball off her belt and hold it really close to her chest, and just start walking back to the Poke Center, and then realizes how fucking cold she is, and still with the Pokeball to her chest, starts jogging and running back towards the Poke Center.
Actually, you don't know if it's just the cold or anything else. Pokeball feels a little bit warm in your hands.
Yeah, because I'm fucking holding it.
As we move to Seth, you wanted to do a call, and I think your call will be what we end out on. So what is the call you wanted to do?
Of course. Yeah, I'm going to place a phone call to Mikasa.
Okay, yeah. You get the point where Bowie like comes and takes your phone and then plugs it into the computer because that'll be better signal than the fucking internet they have here. And gets that going, and Bowie goes, Kurakana! Tink! Hits the button and it starts ringing. And after a second,
I kind of like, while it's ringing, I'm positioning everybody to be like, all right, guys, it's like a family photo, but not really. It's just so they can like, on appearance glance, get a full read of what the team is, type of thing. Anchor, get off the ceiling.
Lands right next to you. Yeah. It's spotless now up there, by the way.
Yeah, perfect.
You saw Understory like giving him a solid like thumbs up and like going and wiping things with a mop behind him. But as it like the phone picks up, you see that you've been answered by your family, like in the family room of the front room of your home. You see that the fireplace is currently going. Most of the lights are down, and you see your mom sit down in the chair, and she goes, "Oh hey!" And you see her hair is kind of like pushed back with like one of those like large headbands that's like kind of like taking most of her hair and sort of like letting it flow behind her. And she's got like a large fluffy blanket on over top of her clothing.
How's it going? Did you get my request send?
One of the workers mentioned something about it, but I haven't been to the actual daycare today. I've been taking care of everything around the house, shoring everything up with the storms that have been going on.
Yeah, the storms have been crazy. Is Dad also here too, or no?
No, he headed out to deal with the thing that you and your friends left behind earlier today.
Yes, I was okay. I didn't know if I was gonna catch him before or after that was the case, but be happy to know our next place of visit is Cerulean.
Oh, it better be.
So, okay, all right then. Okay, yeah. So, okay. Just grab the picture. And I'm like, this is
hold his body just fucking limp and it's you.
This guy stowed away in my bag when we were there and ate all of my XP candy. But he's got a spiky ear, and that's
it's cute. It's a little colic.
It is, yeah. So,
hi Bowie, hi Richter. And you see Krakana, Gabite. Like they're both like in the background, sort of waving. You see Anchor go, and then and
then Axel evolved.
Oh, very nice.
Under very cool conditions, I'll say too. He kind of saved the day. Not gonna lie.
Well, we'll make sure he gets special food when he gets here, and we'll celebrate for him.
Exactly. Cool. Okay, that's that's good.
Zapdos.
Yeah.
Mom,
Zapdos.
I promise we won't do anything else dangerous. I'm traveling with the safest of people.
And you wonder why I didn't want to call my mom.
We have accomplished all of these things. We're so strong now. And you know what is even the chance that we'll run into something dangerous again? I forget. Who said that?
A wise and sage individual, I think.
I think it sounds like an individual who's going to be cleaning all the stables when he gets home.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was gonna do that voluntarily actually because I missed it so much, and it's a great opportunity to, just kind of
all the stables without the water types. You get to use a hose, young man.
So, honestly, Bowie was talking about how he missed helping with that part of the process.
Crocodile. He's like off to the side where she can't see. Crocodile.
No, it's gonna tear him up a bit. I don't know if he's gonna be the same if we don't let him help with that process. But that is fair. That's fair.
Can't say that I'm used to this, but that's what it's starting to feel like, and I hate that.
Would you have rather us not intervened and then potentially them capture another legendary bird?
Interesting. That's a great
the big difference
defense
between the
because
first
I
bird and
can't
the last
argue
bird
against
is
it.
It's
a great defense because I can't argue against it. However, that does not mean I'm happy about it.
Fair, very.
And
fair.
there's no way in the world that I could be disappointed in you right now. But I can be annoyed at you.
Yeah, I'm annoyed at myself, honestly, too. I think, it was. But interesting thing to know with environments and where legendary birds can exist, depending on the items and objects within the geographical location, it can affect evolutions of Pokemon. I saw a Electrode that was made of wood, which was kind of weird. Didn't know that was a thing.
Roll me not a bluff check in terms of lying, but bluff check in terms of like changing the subject and getting your mom off being annoyed at you. Yeah. Roll a bluff check real quick.
I feel like that's enough interesting information.
That's enough to warrant a check there.
Dude, a 1 again, 4.
Dude, you see, you can see the glimmer of like, as a Pokemon Ranger, like genuine interest, and she goes, "I'm sure your father will tell me about it when he gets home."
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. And there was also a couple Pokemon that were not necessarily. Here's another one. I'm just trying to think of things that would try and distract her off of it. A whole bunch of Pokemon abandoned their nest and were just leaving their eggs to be in danger during this entire time.
That happens sometimes.
And who took the time to save them? Me. I'll pull out the
you pull out the fucking egg?
Yeah. Its mom didn't want it back. I don't know why.
Okay, do you know the species?
Yeah, Palmo.
Oh,
something with a P. I've not heard of it before.
I don't know that.
It's orange and it likes berries.
Okay,
it chases us for it. We fed it berries.
Do you want to keep carrying it around? If you want to, that's fine. You can send it through.
I'll probably see it once we. It's always good to walk with it, you know. So,
okay.
I'll hold on to it for now. But
how's Coryne doing?
Coryne is good. Coryne is, I think. I think that maybe they're. I don't know. I haven't really checked with them on that.
Okay. Well, because you're not in trouble because you have the foresight to call home. But I got the most interesting phone call the other day.
Did you? Oh.
Yeah. Something about my daughter traveling with your son. So I was just worried and was wondering if you'd heard from them recently.
I've heard from Coryne, obviously, yes, because we're definitely. She was just talking about how she was going to call her mom and was. But then I think something came up with the Dragonite. She wanted to make sure that was like the Dragonair, and wanted to make sure that it was like okay. So they stepped away for a second, but they were just in here. See, Myrtle's here, and that's proof.
Watch out, Al.
And they were gonna call right after we finished talking. But
that's why I'm letting you know, young man, that you're not in trouble, because by proxy of being compared to your friends, you're doing a great job.
Yes. Oh, I appreciate it.
Yeah, especially, I've not yet received a phone call from DJ's parents, but I have seen they've been a little bit more active on all the old social medias lately, and everybody's been sending videos about their kid, and they seem to just be missing their daughter. So, you know, you're doing great.
Thanks. I try. And I'm hoping to be home soon. We are currently. Bowie, where are we at? Okay, there. He sent the location through.
He held up 10 so you could know you're on Route 10.
10. And he doesn't have. Okay.
So you're right, he doesn't. He has 8. He does like the addition on his hand.
Yeah. So we should be there soon. And there's a lot of stuff that is probably that you guys probably know that we have learned / I would rather tell you in person. Nothing to be concerned about, but it's stuff I'd rather tell you in person, if that makes sense.
I appreciate that. And part of the agreement that we made back in Pallet Town was that I was going to worry less about a lot of what is going on. So, I trust you to make your own decisions in your own judgment. You're the most level-headed young man that I know. Saying not a lot, but it is saying a lot at the same time.
I feel like it's saying a ton, actually, but yeah.
Ultimately, you're going to get here. We're going to talk. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Yes, I'm good.
Okay. You see, your mom has like a moment where she like has a thought, sees something, and then sort of like doubts herself and pulls out of it. And you're not sure what she was about to say or question, but it's very much like she seems to immediately drop it at that moment.
Cool. So just wanted to check in.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be there soonish.
Mm-hmm.
And in the meantime, I'm going to go try and find a name for this Pichu.
Okay.
Because it's an unexpected addition to the team. And
if you're going to be hiking through, do you want me to send you your winter jacket? It's going to be cold once you get here.
Oh, sure. Yeah, sure.
It's snowing outside. Cool. And she like turns the camera and you can see that like snow is falling in Cerulean City right now.
Got it. That makes sense. Yeah, because I don't think this professor's jacket's not really.
It's a thin. It's
layered,
thin cotton.
Yeah.
It's not doing a lot.
Yeah, send it through. And if you happen to have any old jackets for the others, because I don't know if they've packed theirs.
Well, they can call their parents and ask their parents to send it.
Or hear me out. What if, I don't know, just shoot a couple more through, just to, because it's. Who am I to? I don't want to overstep my bounds, but you wouldn't want to leave my friends shivering in the wind,
on the shit list.
Bitter wind.
Torie or DJ is at least texting right now. Coryne is the deepest on the list at the moment. Fine. I'll send some through from the volunteer shack. They will bring them back, and they will bring them back clean.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
100%.
I love you.
Also, love you too. We'll talk about it later. It's fine. Okay. All right. Love you. Bye.
Bye. And Tanner goes, man, your mama's intense.
Intense. Get at it. What are you doing?
There's nowhere else to go. I'm in the only room.
That's so funny.
Did you find your bakery?
Shut up.
Okay. And then I'm gonna look at the Pichu. Bring him. He was on the table anyway. I was just gonna move him to the center of the table, move the keyboard out of the way.
Pichu.
Okay. All right. We're just gonna get this knocked out. We're gonna do rapid fire. Thumbs up, thumbs down, if you like it or not.
Pichu.
I'm just kind of riffing here. Okay. Typhoon.
Pichu.
No. Okay. Watson.
Pichu.
If you saw Detective Pikachu, you'd know that would be funny. And Fender. See, because the joke here, and Bowie, pull this up. I'm gonna have him pull up video picture references to things and be like, a Fender's something on a ship that is like it's part of a ship, but also because you're electric type, it's like a guitar.
Pichu.
So we're good with that. We could take it to group vote, and I'm very sure I can influence.
And it like walks over and like grabs a stapler and like picks it up. And goes, Pichu.
Lock it in, Fender gang. Let's go.
Pichu.
All right, cool. You saved me days of thinking. Cool. Okay, Fender, welcome to the team. Don't eat the stuff again. You will be fed on this team. Please don't eat stuff that's in the bed. Yeah. Just give him like a barrier or some jerky.
Pichu.
No. Okay. Calibration, guys. Team calibrate. I'm gonna look to everyone else.
Bowie looks at him and goes,
"How do we? What's our response when we get food? What are manners? Can we show manners to Fender here?
Yeah, bite. And just takes it fully out of your hand, scraping your palm a little bit.
Okay. Axel, can you show Richter and Fender manners?
Ferno. And it like reaches into the fur and pulls out like half an old berry and just starts eating it.
Oh my god. Anchor, don't let me down. Manners, please.
You see there's like a small there's like the sink over there. And just drinks water direct out the tap and then burps a little vine burp and then turns off the tap.
So take that as a lesson, Fender. You just can't have your own way of doing things.
Takes the berry and tries to like chew.
Yep. Okay. All right. Cool. Okay. Good job. Break team. Good job.
Seth tries to show a Pokemon what's normal and realizes none of his Pokemon are normal.
Yeah.
Seth is going to put all of his Pokemon through etiquette classes.
Wartortle.
What are you doing?
Wartortle.
Oh, yes, yeah, actually, yeah.
And with that is where we will end the season. Unbeatable. Thank you for joining us for Arc 3.
That's so awesome.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye,
Thank you. Bye. See you next season.
Thank you for watching this episode of Unbeatable, which was brought to you by you, our patrons, which if you're not a patron, I recommend getting over there because we have an exclusive, super secret Discord. It's not secret. You just have to pay for the Discord and you'll get access to it, where we answer questions that are in our Q&A videos every single month. If you don't, I mean, that's cool too, I guess. Stay unbeatable.
This episode of Unbeatable is brought to you by you. Thank you so much for supporting our patron and everything that we do. Specifically, thank you so much, Robert Steele, for supporting us at the champion tier level. We literally could not do this show without you.
I am unbeatable. I'll train until I meet my goal. If stakes are high, no, I won't fold because I am unbeatable. Earning every badge, whatever it takes. I'm gonna be the best trainer. You just wait, and I know the road ahead looks like it won't be easy. I am unbeatable. Standing by my side, got my friends with me to explore a whole world of possibilities. But no matter what the challenge is, we can overcome it together. Because we are unbeatable, we'll train until we meet our goal. If stakes are high, no, we won't fold because we are unbeatable. We are unbeatable, we'll train until we meet our goal. If stakes are high, no, we won't fold because we are unbeatable.